Hey BTP fans, Thomas here. We're doing a bat rep. Been a little bit of time, a couple weeks. You guys missed out on one last week. It was Valhalla, so I hope that you guys got lots of cool inspiration and bat reps from that. So anyway, doing 1850. I'm playing Necrons. So let me just jump into my list real quick. I have a Destroyer Lord who has a Sympatonic Weave. I'm probably saying that wrong. And he also has a War Scythe, of course, because he has to, and then Mind Shackle Scarabs. Okay, so that's that guy. And I have an Overlord who has much the same. He has a War Scythe, Scarabs, the Weave, and an Orb. So he and his unit will do their reanimation protocols on a 4+ rather than a 5. Then there's two Harbingers of Destruction guys. They're just the 36-inch range, Strength 8, AP2 missile, effectively. Unit of 3 Scarabs, 10 Death Marks, 2 of the Annihilation Barges, 1 of the Spiders, 2 10-man units of Warriors with Nightsides as transports, 6 of my, whatever these things are called, Canoptic Wraiths, 2 coils on them. There's a coil there and a coil there, and then a Monolith. 1850 points. I think it will be kind of fun. I haven't played a whole lot of Necrons. I've played against them, so generally speaking, I have some kind of, and kind of know what's going on. Can I say it ahead of time that my strategy is going to be the greatest thing in the world? No, but we'll see how it goes.
Hey there, guys.
Playing against Paul.
Yep.
What do you got for me, Paul?
Alright, so I got my white scars with more white scars.
Okay.
So the primary is Khan.
Okay.
And our biked captain with Burning Blade and Storm Shield.
All that jazz.
Yep. And then we got 2 command squads here.
Okay.
With all grav guns and storm shields and apothecaries.
Okay.
They're identical. And then we have 2 regular bike squads with 2 grav guns.
Okay.
And then Storm Talon with the missile launchers.
The Skyhammer?
Yeah, the Skyhammer missile launchers, and
okay.
then 2 land speeders that are separated with their missile launchers.
Okay, Typhoons.
Typhoon missile launchers, and then a Stalker.
Okay.
And then for the allies we have a Librarian on a bike. Okay. And then
toting a Power Axe or something?
With a Power Axe.
Oh, Power Axe, cool.
And then a regular bike squad with 2 grav guns and a Storm Talon.
Okay, cool, awesome. Pretty straightforward and simple.
Yep.
Here's the table we're playing on. Doing the inside of a ship. You want to grab a die here and roll for what scenario we're playing?
From these Gladiator games that we went to.
All right, awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Event here locally that was
5.
last weekend. 5. 5 is the Emperor's Will, I believe. So it's 2 objectives placed within our own deployment zone. So we need to roll for what our deployment zone is. It is a 5, so it's the Vanguard Strike, which is a diagonal depending on who wins. You need to roll for your psychic powers, right?
Yep, I do.
And I'm going to roll for, my Warlord is the Destroyer Lord. He's going to roll for a personal trait off a personal tree, which I'm going to roll off the table for. A 4. That means that I'm 90% sure that if I'm in a challenge and I defeat an enemy character, I get an extra victory point. It's kind of cool. It could mean that I could force him not to challenge me, not to fight me in a challenge, because if I kill him, I get an extra victory point. I'm going to go ahead and see if how that plays out. Khan is a tough customer. He's not great. I'm not necessarily afraid of him. The other guy, the Flame Boy, he's kind of tough. Does he have a 2+ save as well? Artificer armor.
Artificer armor.
He's a captain.
Yep.
So he's got a 2+, 3+ with toughness 5. Does he have the shield to turn him?
No, just
nope,
a storm shield.
Just a storm shield. So he's insta-killable, but I need a strength 10 weapon to do it, which I don't have. So
Khan's Warlord trait is the one where if I kill your Warlord in a challenge, I get D3 victory points instead of 1.
Oh, great. Well,
but
maybe Khan will fight with me. You're taking him as your Warlord because he's got the
he gives scout to everyone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're set on that. We're gonna roll for your Librarian powers.
Yeah, I don't.
What do you?
He's gonna go off
telepathy, I assume.
Prescience.
No, he can't. He can't take divination.
Can't?
Regular Space Marines cannot take divination. Only Tigurius gets it.
Oh, interesting. Alright.
Unless they somehow change that, which I'm 90% sure that they haven't.
I don't know.
So telepathy is the one that has invisibility, which you can take.
I have to go and check.
All right, he's gonna look.
Yeah,
All right, we'll come back in just a moment. Okay, so we
We're
did
gonna do telepathy.
We're gonna do telepathy. Okay, go ahead and roll.
Okay, so the first one is gonna be a 1.
Okay.
So that's dominate.
Okay.
And then the second one.
Oh, you got the 5. It's the invisibility. That's what he wants.
By
He comes with,
extension,
he gets force and psychic shriek.
Yep.
So there's the level 2 librarian on bike. That
Yep.
guy's got to go. All right, cool. We've rolled. Let's roll to see who deploys first.
Okay.
I got a 3.
Got a 3 as
You
well.
got a 3 as well. Roll another one. I got another 3.
Got a 6.
You got a 6. Okay. Just so everybody knows, these dice. They are the 6s.
Yep.
If that symbol comes up. All right. So do you choose first or second?
I will go second.
You're gonna go second.
Yep.
Okay. That means that I get to deploy first, so I'm gonna draw the line. In which case I'm going to look at my terrain real quick. I will, just for fun, draw the line this way, and I will deploy over here, and that's easy because it's close by. So we're gonna draw our line. I'll deploy, and then he'll deploy, and then we'll see if he can seize the initiative. We'll go from there. All right, we're in deployment right now. Paul's figuring his stuff out. I just wanted to give you guys a quick look-see here. This has just gone up for sale on our site, and I'm sure there's a relevant video that Sean has done most recently. But this is the Studio Tau. There's a lot of stuff here. It's a big army. It's got lots of nice options. Lots of magnetized bits and stuff like that, allowing for interchangeability here on the battle suits especially. Lots of drones, different leaders, characters. A really nice paint job going on these guys. I really like the style here. We've got like a burgundy and more of a little tan burgundy color to it, and then some white and stuff. So it's very nice. Anyway, check that out if you're interested. Alright, so we've deployed. Let me tell you what my deployment is. Okay, so I deployed along my line here. Our objectives are right here, and then his is right over there. Of course, there are the secondary objectives: First Blood, Line Breaker, and Slay the Warlord in play. Put my Wraiths over here. Then I put an Annihilation Barge, Monolith, Death Marks with my Overlord, the 3 Scarabs. Here's the second Annihilation Barge, then the Spider on the end. Via Deep Strike, I have from reserves, they're not Deep Strike, is the 10 warrior squads within the Crescents of Doom, the Croissants of Doom, and I added the 2 Destruction, Harbingers of Destruction to that. Paul, tell me what you got for me, bud.
Alrighty.
He's taking advantage of his white scarry.
Alright, so just got the 2 land speeders over here.
Okay.
Just hiding behind Carrot. The stalker hanging out in the back, and then everything else is outflanking.
Everything else is outflanking.
The librarian and the captain are in one command squad.
Okay.
And Khan's in the other.
Okay.
By himself. And the Storm Talons are escorting 2 regular bike squads.
Escort and escort.
And then there's one
regular bike squad. Okay.
The chumpiest of chumps.
All right, sounds great, man. Do you want to attempt to seize?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
For sure. I will not.
No seize. Okay, so my turn 1. We'll go ahead and move, and we'll come back. Okay, my movement phase. Monolith moved up. I sucked the snipers through. Just trying to get them extra movement, get them where they can actually take some shots at something. Wraiths and Warlord, Destroyer Lord just went 12. This guy went 12 as well. He's going to take snapshots, which is okay because for every 6 I make with this stupid Tesla, I actually get extra hits. Now, I don't know if I'm actually in 24. We'll find out when we roll here in a second. I know I'm in 24 of that, which I did the same thing with this guy over here. This guy moved 12. Those moved 12. We're going to do some run rolls because that's he doesn't really have anything on the board to shoot at. Do you want to draw a line of sight or see if these sniper guys here are within 24 of your speeder there?
Some of them will be.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll take 6 shots. That's all right. You know, they could glance that thing down. And then you want to check range here for me. See if I've got 24 here to the land speeder. There's my guns. I'm out. Okay. I thought as much. All right. So we'll do some runs. These guys are going to run 4 inches. This guy's a walker, right? Yeah, he'll go run 2. The little scarab guy will run 6. And we will do some other shooting here. That guy over there, we already checked. He is within range. So here's his shots. He's got, I gotta double check how they work. My only real shots are this guy into the speeder, which we can see down there.
Yep.
You can see that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting the good angle. There you go. You can see it like that. He's gonna get a cover save. I'm rolling to hit you. Do you want to jink?
What's the strength on the weapon?
7 and 6.
Yeah, 7 strength.
Okay, so he's gonna jink. All right, we'll give him a 4+. So I need 6s on these guys. If I hit 1, no, I missed. And then here's the 2 from the other gun. No, I missed. So it doesn't matter.
This one.
And then these guys here, I had 6 snipers in range. So snipers need they need 3 to hit. They hit twice, and they need their strength 4. That guy is a. Do they still rend against vehicles? It might still rend against vehicles. It's a sniper. I'm gonna double check it. I don't remember if they get an extra D3 penetration. All right. According to the sniper rule in the rule book, it's just resolved at strength 4. There's no more D3 extra penetration. It doesn't rend. So he's just gonna roll for his cover save here, or his jink save, which he makes. So he's just fine. And I'll make my run rolls, and then it will be his turn 1. All right, where'd you move?
Okay, so this land speeder jumped up onto here.
Okay.
He's going to be snap shooting, so he's not too important. This one just jumped up, tried to stay behind this sort of cover.
Okay.
And the stalker didn't move an inch because he can see that thing over there.
Okay, this thing?
Yep.
Awesome. All right,
Yep.
shooting?
Yep. Stalker is going to do that guy right there.
Okay. I will jink.
Okay. So he's going to do the single target, so he got
Okay.
3s to hit and twin linked. So twin linked this one. That'll miss.
3 hits so far.
And then his strength 7.
Against armor 13.
Okay.
With my quantum shielding.
So 6s. There's 1
1
going.
6. Okay. I get a 4+ save. Or one of your dice. That's cocked. It does. It's okay. But I am snap firing again, which again, I mean, Necrons are with the Tesla weapons. It's not the end of the world if you have to snap fire because 6s are nasty anyway.
Yep. And then this guy, he is just gonna shoot. What's the armor on this walker here?
It's probably got quantum shielding. He probably
So he's just gonna shoot the spiders.
You can shoot the spiders.
Yeah, whatever the swarm.
Okay.
So heavy bolters. One hit. And
I think they're toughness 3.
so wound there.
1 wound. Let me double check them real quick. Okay, so heavy bolter he rolled. It did do 1 wound to these guys.
And then 2 missiles.
2 missiles. Okay.
Probably should have done them first, but oh well.
That's all right. 1 hit
and wound.
All right, so that guy's just gonna die because it's double his toughness.
All right. And then this guy will snap shoot into, I guess, these guys over here.
Okay.
2 missiles.
2 missiles. And a 5 that's gonna miss because he has to snap shoot, and a 5 which misses.
Yep, and then his
Nice,
heavy bolter.
Sorry about that.
These
Heavy
guys are
bolter.
super glossy.
1 hit. Okay. For 1 wound.
Yep.
The Overlord guy, he makes it. No big deal.
So we're good.
Okay.
And that is everything out right now.
My turn.
Yep.
Beginning of my turn, here's my 2 thingies, stalker thingies. Neither one of them will come in.
Alright.
Okay. Alright, so I'll move again and we'll go from there. Okay, so movement. These guys just kept going this way. This guy came over 6 inches. He's going to take some shots at that thing. He's going to jink anyway, probably. We cover whether or not he does anyway. Snipers move this way, they'll take shots over there. This guy came back this way. Now, my strategy is, I know he's outflanking. And he's going to get averages say he gets 2/3 of what he rolls for in. So he has, he has a 33% chance that he ends up on one side, and a 33% chance he ends up on the other, and a 33% chance that he gets to choose. So effectively what he's going to hope to do is put most of his army in on one side. So I've got some stuff to kind of deal with both sides. He cannot charge me the turn he comes on. So if anything comes on this side, they're going to get to charge. If he has a lot of stuff that hits me, you know, I'm going to lose some stuff. But I can't really do anything about that. I'm kind of almost happy that my Croissants of Doom didn't come in, the Night Sides, because then they're going to be able to come in on their turn. And the Night Sides are kind of built to deal with what he has after they come in. So if he hopefully gets both of his little flyer guys in, I can come in and shoot them down and then deal with, and then their weapons are just perfectly set up to deal with bikes. You know, it's 4 twin link shots that are strength 7, so it's still going to wound bikes on 2s. You know, the best save a bike's going to have is a 3+. You know, they've got the mobility to ignore his tanking captain. You know, I can get around that 2+ save. So I'm not feeling terrible right now. We'll see what happens when the dice start to fall and when he actually brings his models on the table and starts to shoot me, because there is a lot of firepower and a lot of mobility in that army. So anyway, go to shooting. This guy's going to shoot at your speeder. I assume you're going to jink.
Yep.
Alright, here's the Tesla Destructor. It does hit. It hits twice, which gives you, or rolls 2 6s, I'm sorry, which hits 2 more times, and this is twin link, so I gotta roll that as well. So there's the number of hits I've produced, needing 3s to glance you. So there's 3 pins and 1 glance.
Alright.
So far.
So my 3 pens I'll do first.
Okay.
So we got 2
Make
cocked.
1 save and 2 cocked.
2 cocked die.
Okay.
So we'll go 1.
1 gets through.
So 1 pen.
The pin is a 4, so you're stunned.
And then the 1 glance. See if I just die anyway. I will
You're
not
good,
die.
but then I have my other weapon, which is also Tesla.
Yep.
It'll hit once, and it's strength 6, which bounces off. Alright, so you're still around. You're just stunned.
Here's my little...
I'm going to make some run rolls. This group will run. They run 3 inches. Those guys over there, all the snipers will fire into that guy. I've got 4.
This lane speeder?
Yeah, I got 1 through 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Let's see. You know, we're gonna wait on them. We're gonna see what this thing does to that speeder.
Okay.
Are you gonna jink?
This
guy is snap firing.
I will jink.
Alright, so here we go. He needs a 6 to hit. It's twin linked.
Nothing there.
I don't think I re-rolled last time. I didn't. It doesn't matter. Alright, and then his other little gun doesn't hit either. Alright, so he didn't do anything. Unfortunate. Life goes on, whatever. That guy will put his blast onto that thing over there, which...
Onto the stalker?
Onto the...
Or to the land speeder?
Stalker, onto the land speeder.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
I have a scatter die here.
You do have a scatter die? Perfect. So there's a scatter die. It's going to go 2 inches back on. I'm pretty sure it's a large blast. Gotta double check.
Even on a small, it'll still hit him.
What is this thing called?
Going on here.
It's called a particle shredder. Particle shredder. It's a large blast.
Yeah, so it'll just hit
It's
him.
going to hit him. Okay. It's a strength 7. So that'll glance.
Okay. See if I jink.
Do.
Will.
Okay. And then these guys are going to fire over there into the other one.
Into this one.
Most of them probably don't have line of sight to the guy who's already taken a whole point. Okay, so there into there. Oh, good hitting. 8 hits. And looking for 6s.
And he
2
is
glances.
already jinking.
He's already jinking. So
4 plus.
4 pluses.
Save
Made 'em.
both.
Alright, cool. Those things are tough. They don't want to run. They don't want to die.
No.
Run for the scarabs down there. They got a 3, so I'll go ahead and run both of those. And now it is your turn 2, sir.
Alright, we'll get back after my movement.
Alright, reserve rolls.
Alright, so I'll just roll the 2
squad?
bike squads together because
they have,
with the Storm
they're the
Talon
same.
escorts.
One does,
will come
one's
in.
not. Okay.
The regular chump bike squad will come in. This command squad with the librarian and the captain will, and Khan's command squad
No.
will not.
Okay, so we'll roll to see which side these guys come in on.
So they not these out.
Okay.
So these guys coming in on the left.
Okay.
These guys
You
coming
get
in
to
wherever,
choose.
and these guys coming in on the left.
Okay. Alright, so he's going to move and we'll come back. Alright, where'd you move?
So these two guys came off the sides.
Okay.
Storm Talon coming in off the same point that those guys did.
Okay.
This land speeder just kind of jumped back a little bit. Not really too important right now. He's snap shooting. Stalker again.
Stalker didn't move?
Yep, he sees what he wants to shoot, so he's good where he's at.
That guy didn't move because he's stunned.
Yep, and then the Super Command Squad came on and try and take out that Warlord.
You're going to challenge, you're going to fight me.
I'm going to try at least.
Alright, so.
Alright, so I got Psychic Phase now that my Librarian's on the board.
Cool.
So this is how many dice?
6.
6.
Okay.
And so he's level 2. So I have 8.
Alright.
Alright, let's see what I want to do. I think first off, no question about it, we're going to do invisibility
Okay.
on his unit. I'll throw 5 dice at it.
5 dice invisibility.
Yep.
So warp charge what?
2.
Warp charge
And it
2.
goes off with 2.
I will roll all 6 of my dice to try and stop that. I got it.
There it is.
Holy crap, I got it.
4 6s.
4 6s.
All right, then.
No invisibility for you.
Definitely not.
Get that junk out of here.
Alright.
So 3 dice left. What are you rolling?
I think we are going to do Psychic Shriek
Psychic Shriek. Okay.
at these guys.
At those guys. Okay.
So it's just Warp Charge 1. So
You
it goes
succeed.
off. And alright, so it's
3 dice.
6 minus your leadership.
He's leadership 10.
Yep, so
Ah, brutal.
nothing
7.
there. Yep, nothing there.
Alright.
Alright. Well,
Shooting phase?
Yep, that's the end of that, so. Alright, so I'm just do the easy ones first over here. 2 grab guns into the monolith.
Okay.
Nothing expect there, so 3s to hit. So 3 hits.
50% hitting. And those are your 6s you need there.
Yep, and then 6s to do something.
Nothing.
Used up all my 6s to hit. Alright.
Bolters will do nothing to the
Bolters
armor
can't do
14 guy.
anything. The Storm Talon here is going to shoot into this guy.
Yep. He's
So-
got his butt lovely turned towards you. I'm going to
So
lose
now,
that thing.
well, he's still armor 12, right?
Armor 11. I think. He might even be armor 10 in the rear. But anyway, he doesn't get his quantum shielding, which is the important part.
Okay.
He's armor 11 in the rear.
Okay, so the Assault Cannon. This is twin linked. So 3 hits.
Okay,
and
needing
strength
5s.
6. So
One
cock
cock die. Nothing.
Nothing.
Woo!
Wow.
Woo!
Alright,
And the
then-
Skyhammer
Yep, the Skyhammer missile launcher.
hits twice.
Hits twice, and this
Needing
strength
4s.
7.
Holy crap!
Nothing.
2 and a 3.
Alright.
That's incredible.
Alright, Skytown. I see you're not having a good day. I understand. It's okay. I forgive you.
Yeah, he's more. I mean, yeah, he really should have gotten something there statistically.
Yeah,
So that was incredible that he didn't.
these guys are both in for that.
Okay, I'm gonna jink with that thing.
Yeah, so they'll shoot him. So the 2 grab guns.
2 grab guns.
3s to hit.
There you go.
1
5
miss.
hits.
And
Looking
then
for 6s.
6s to doing anything.
1 6. And I get a 4 plus. Nope. All right.
So he takes a whole point,
Takes a
he's
whole point and loses
immobilized.
immobilized. Now, you don't actually penetrate me, so I still have
Yep.
quantum shields.
So the bolters can't do nothing.
And we'll put a hull point on him, and he is immobilized.
Yep.
Which is kind of brutal.
Yeah. And he can only fire snapshots. This one,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So he is going to fire into this thing as well.
Okay.
So
2 missiles.
Yep, 2 missiles.
Heavy bolter won't do anything to it.
Yep, so 2 hits.
No hits.
Oh yeah, snapshots.
Yep.
And then this one is also snap shooting, and he's just going to shoot it as well.
Okay.
So snapshot, missiles, nothing,
Nope.
and the heavy bolt you can't do nothing.
And the stalker.
Stalker
Hidden
is
out there
going to
behind.
shoot it as well.
Shoot it as well. Okay.
But you're already obscured, but you're jinking anyway. So
Okay.
4 shots, twin linked, 4
Nothing.
hits.
Oh yeah. No. Yes. 4 hits. Sorry. Yeah.
Yep,
Go ahead.
He is not obscured. And then 6 to do anything.
6 is the different thing. Nothing.
All right.
Yeah, we're doing that a lot to each other so far.
Yeah, but I'll take it. But then the important one.
Okay.
So this command squad's going to shoot into the spider, stalker, wraiths,
Rates. Okay.
whatever they're called. So I got 4 grab guns in the unit, so 3,
Okay.
6, 9, and 12. Do them first. So 3s. Wow. Alright,
Oh, wow, that was
so
brutal.
4 hits.
That's really crappy. You know what's even worse?
Yeah.
The majority of the unit doesn't even have an armor save.
Well, they actually have 3 up armor now.
Does it say they have 3 up armor?
It says their save on their profile is 3+, but all it says they have a 3 up invul.
Okay, because as I recall, they didn't get a regular save at all. They just had an invul. Go ahead and roll as if they have an armor save.
So 3s. So
1. Jeez. All right.
Alright.
He takes a wound.
Alright. And then bolters.
Okay.
The captain's bolter because he's high plus skill.
Hits.
Twice. The apothecary and the librarian's bolters.
Twin link.
Twin link because we're on bikes. So 3 hits.
So 5 hits total.
Yep. And their toughness 4.
Yep. 2 force.
So
2
wounds.
Made those 3 pluses.
Alright, guys.
Wow.
That was
That was stellar.
Good job, guys.
Okay.
That's everything.
All right. My turn.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. These guys coming in. See if my flyers come in. One of them does. That's all right. That's what I needed. So I'll bring 1 flyer in and we'll move from there.
Alright, guys. Thomas in the middle of his movement, so I decided to take a little trip over trade stack. Looking at all these awesome Grey Knights that just came in. Huge army. There's 2 Storm Ravens, 2 Dread Knights, a buttload of infantry, 2 Land Raiders, everything you can enjoy. So this is just coming up on the trade stack. I'd keep your eyes peeled for this one. Has a few Dreadnoughts in there too with all the bits. Everything's magnetized, so it makes it super awesome. All the weapons for these Dreadnoughts are cool, and they're actually all on these like extended handles, so they look like halberds and stuff like that, and they still have their kits for the hammers and everything like that. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for this one. Should be up, if it's not now, should be up soon. Alright, thanks guys. We'll get back after Thomas's movement.
Okay, movement turn 2. Brought on my Knight Scythe. Went 24. Now, it's got some rules that fact it or whatever. The point is, as far as I remember, and I could be doing it wrong, and people can tell me I'm doing it wrong, if you didn't move, you could get the guys out before, even though you were in zoom mode. Or you could move up to 24 and get the guys out. So I assumed that was still correct.
Yeah. And it sounded right to me, so we just...
Okay, so I went up to 24, and then I got them out as if they were a disembarking vehicle.
Yep.
This guy moved up 6, the monolith did, and then scooped those guys through.
Yep.
Just turned this guy around. Now, off camera, what we determined was that we think that the bottom-mounted weapon on this thing is front arc only, but that this guy right here can rotate 180. Up to
it looks like
so,
on the model that it can rotate.
Yeah,
and
that is the way it is when you build the weapon, or when you build it to it. It's a separate piece, like it can move around. So we're going to assume that that's correct, and then if somebody tells us we're wrong, then they can tell us we're wrong.
Yep.
This guy moves 6 inches over. I think what I'm going to do is just take some shots, maybe try and soften up get rid of this couple of storm shields before I charge in with these guys.
Yeah, this is not cool.
And then these little beasties are like, well, we're going to get ourselves a stalker, we're going to eat that.
Yeah, man.
So, going to shooting. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put that guy's blast on these guys over here.
Okay. That is the top-mounted gun?
No.
Oh, from the stalker.
From the stalker, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we want to twin link shots against that unit.
Yep.
So it's 24-inch range. We'll just put it on this guy right here.
Yep,
If we hit, we get all of them. Got them all.
Got them all.
So 5, strength 7.
2 2s.
1 cocked die, which is the 1, unfortunately. It's still a 1, so 4 wounds.
Alright.
And now all my other weaponry is twin linked against it.
So 3 up armors. So we're good.
Okay. We'll go to these guys here, which are right next. They're all within rapid fire range, so that's 20 shots.
Oof.
9, 10.
Yep.
20. Okay, looking for 3s. And I get to re-roll.
Punch dice.
Thank goodness, because I rolled a little below average. There we go. And looking for 5s.
Yep.
So, total of 5.
Alright.
5 armor save again.
Okay. So, that's
1.
1. So
Okay.
this guy bites the dust.
And then the Tesla Destructor thingy. It's twin link, thank goodness. Roll double.
Alright then.
Hilarious. Okay. That guy's done shooting. We're going to shoot this guy into there. He's got his Tesla Destructor, so 4 shots, strength 7. He has hit you. It's twin linked. He's hit you that many
4
times. Plus he gets the extra 2 from being in a Tesla. Strength 7.
Okay.
Did you? I'm sorry, I didn't ask. Did you want to
yeah.
jink now that you've seen that I have?
Well,
that I've done. 2
I
pins
would.
and a
I
glance?
would normally, I guess, anyway,
Okay.
just in case.
So 2 pins and a glance.
Yep. So the pens
It's-
both fail.
okay.
So he's dead anyway.
Yeah.
But see what happens.
Yes.
Well, what's the AP on it?
It's AP4. So.
Nothing. It's
But
still
it is a flyer, so it's
still gonna crash and burn.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here's the 2d6, and it just
so
hits.
it drops.
Now, one other thing that happens is that every unit within 6 inches, I check to see if the Tesla Destructor arcs too. So all my guys and your guy.
Oh, it's every unit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this thing, let's see if I arc my own croissant. I do.
Oh boy!
Let me make sure I'm doing arc correctly here.
All right.
Yeah, this is where you need to be careful about how you move. Now, this is one of those things that a regular Necron player who plays all the time would have not made the mistake that I just made. So arc. Once the Tesla Destructor's initial shots have been resolved, roll a d6 for each other unit, friendly and enemy, engaged and unengaged, within 6 of the target. If you roll a 6, it suffers d6 strength 5 AP hits. It doesn't. So I don't think you can hurt my croissant.
Armor like 13.
Yeah, because it's no, I think it only counts as armor 11. I don't think that they get. Yeah, that's 11, 11, 11.
Oh.
I don't think that you can do.
6s.
Oh yes, yeah, because I don't think that it counts as having the quantum shielding.
Okay.
We'll double check just to be sure.
Yep. So it was pretty much everything there.
Yeah, so d6. You can do d6 strength 5 hits to that thing.
I will. I will do this many hits. 5.
Okay, 6s will do damage.
This is where I roll 3 6s and I kill it. I will roll 1 6.
Okay, so it takes a glance.
I will glance you.
Okay.
On the.
That unit.
Yep, that guy.
No.
Nope.
My spider or stalker. No. My warriors. No.
Nope. And my
your
wipes.
unit. No.
No. Okay.
All right. Over here, we will start with these guys into you here.
Oh boy.
I have sniper weapons, and there's 10 of them, and they're all rapid fire. 1, 2, 3.
They're
4,
AP2 on rolls of 6s, right?
6, 7, 8.
I will
9,
roll Jink.
10. You're gonna do. Okay. Now I can put these 6s are precision shots because it's sniper.
Yep.
So they're gonna go after. We're gonna put 2 and 2 on
each
these
grav
guns.
Yep.
Okay, and here's the regular shots, needing 4s, 1 6, so that's an AP2.
Well, it's
That's
all
not so far.
3s because I jinked anyway. So.
Right? Oh yeah,
So-
yeah, your white scar.
so
So this
4
on this guy, he takes 2 wounds. It's on this guy, he takes no wounds.
All right,
so 2
so-
on that guy.
The grav gun guy, he will die.
And somebody else will die with him.
Yep.
So probably one of these guys, I
Yep.
assume, right?
And
Okay.
then and then 4 more on the unit.
4 more on the unit.
1 more will
One
die.
more. Okay. All right.
There they go.
They're going to get a morale test. Now
They
this
will.
guy changes his target because he was going to shoot at those guys, but now he's going to shoot at those guys.
And the AP on his weapons are.
He has a strength 8, AP 3
So they will jink.
blast. So he's going to, assuming he has range to that guy, he
24.
does. He's going to put it right on that guy, like that.
Yep. Here it goes. They're
Hits.
right there.
So 4,
Boom.
4 wounds.
Alrighty. Not a single man dies today. Except the ones who already died.
1.
So 1 back.
Okay, and then he has a coil whip thing that's going to snap shoot.
Particle whip or
1 hit for 1 wound, I believe.
Okay.
Let me make sure. Particle
See if I die.
whip. No. Yeah, go ahead. Flux arc.
Okay,
It's a
see
strength. I roll a 5, right?
See if I die.
No,
Yep.
you're fine.
We're
Heavy
good.
3, strength 4. Yeah. Okay, so that was that thing. So I'm gonna get morale tests out of both of you.
Yep.
That's okay with me. And then this guy here he's jinked last turn. He's gonna snap shoot into your previously stunned guy. Are you going to?
I
Jink?
will.
Okay. Looking for 6s. I am twin linked. Got a 6.
There's 1.
That counts as 3
Yep.
hits. 1 pin.
Alright. 4 plus. I will deny it.
Okay, he's still around. All right, over there shooting into your
My command squad?
Here's the. I'll go by that. It's fine.
Yep.
Here's the Tesla destructor. It's twin linked. So it has 3 hits that turn into, because it's 2 6s, turns into
5.
7 hits. Hitting 2s. Wow, rolled 3 ones.
Alrighty.
So 4 hits there, 4 wounds there.
Alright, and the guys have storm shields, so
Okay.
3 plus everything. And we're all good.
Okay,
Four
and here's
threes.
the destructor, or the weapon underneath. Does not hit.
Okay.
It moved, it is skimmer, that's fine, yeah, it would have rolled regularly. Okay, that is all my shooting. I'm going to go ahead and go for assaults.
Alright.
We will assault you here, so you can overwatch, and then we're going to assault over there.
Alright,
So here's the scarabs. They rolled.
Scarab swarms.
Uh-oh. They rolled
2. So they're not gonna make it.
Darn it. Oh,
Yeah!
that's terrible.
Scarab swarms will die.
Darn it.
They
Alright,
will die.
go ahead.
Alright, so my 3, 6, thank you, 9, 12 grab gun shots.
Okay.
Come on, boys. Come on. You got this. All the 6s. Oh,
A lot of 6s.
there's 3, 4.
4 6s.
Still a cock die. 4 6s.
Okay.
I will take it.
You know, I'm going to double check my rulebook. I just do not believe that they have a 3+. Alright, yeah, they have 3+ saves. It's
3
kinda
plus.
silly.
None.
Wow.
I'll roll none. I'll roll
Holy
3
crap.
1s and a 2. Good job, guys.
And the bolters.
Bolters.
Guys.
2,
Wow,
3.
3 hits there.
Yeah. And twin linked. Turn that into 4.
Jeez.
This is where I kill the whole unit with 4 bolters.
It does 3 wounds.
3 times.
Okay. Equidistant. I'm going to take him on my lord. No, my lord needs to be able to have all his wounds, so we're going to not take him on my lord. Okay, on regular guys. They make them.
Cool.
No big deal. Okay.
Alright.
Charge distance 6 inches, so they got it. They ignored difficult, dangerous. They don't care. Wow, I'm not going to get any of my whip coils in, which was stupid. So,
Okay.
interesting.
Alright.
Yeah, that was.
I have
I
to
put my
pass
whip
morale,
coils in bad places.
I have to pass morale.
Yes. So go ahead and
So
roll
on the far bike squad.
for our bark squad. Okay.
They're
Uh-oh. 7? They're good.
7. Okay.
Whew. That's 6. I saw that 6
Yeah.
first. I freaked
And
out a
then
little
the
bit.
3-man one.
3-man one
They're
is
also
fine.
good. They
Okay.
love it.
Okay.
Are you gonna challenge?
Yeah, I will.
Alright, Senor Burning Blade will come and say hello.
Okay, so you're Burning Blade. Alright, and Mr. Burning the Blade is first.
He is.
I have Mind Shackle Scarabs.
I do.
So go ahead and roll. That was a fail,
This is where I kill myself.
right?
I will kill
will.
myself.
It's
I will.
not yourself,
I
it's
will.
your unit.
Yeah, I will hit myself. I
You
will
hit,
my unit.
yeah. I think it's D3. We'll double. So he does inflict D3 on himself, on the unit, not, 3. Okay?
He shrinks 7.
Hold on a second. Let's see.
Assume it's using my weapon.
Mind shows the test has failed. He inflicts D3 hits on his own unit. These hits are resolved at his strength. Okay, so 2's to wound yourself.
So 3 wounds.
Okay?
3 up invulns.
3 up invos around him. He is going to kill 2 of his own guys.
Feel no pain.
Feel no pain. He's going to kill 2 of his
Oh
own guys
God.
and see if he burns himself.
Yep, incandescent.
He does not.
That's 3.
But he did. That's great for the Destroyer Lord. The Destroyer Lord is a happy panda for that.
Alright.
Okay, your guys will go before my guys, or maybe they will. Maybe Wraiths are initiative 4. I better double check that. Most stuff on the Necron Codex is initiative 1. They are initiative 2. They are initiative 2, so you will go ahead and pile first. So you're going to pile, let's see, that, yeah, 3 inches, my guys were just out of range. It's just so terrible. Okay.
Alright, so the 3 guys, they got 2 attacks each.
Okay. Actually, the Apothecary comes with an extra hand weapon, so he'll have
So
an
yeah,
extra
3
attack.
attacks each.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 3's 2 hits.
Wow, your dice are just not being your friend at
No.
all, Paul.
Strength 4. There's no wounds.
Okay, and then your... Oh, he has a power axe, doesn't
Yeah.
he? Alright, so initiative 2, I'll pile in. And I'm just going to inch that guy for the sake of not knocking myself down. Alright, my Destroyer Lord has 3 attacks, so 4 on the charge. He is weapon skill 4. He has preferred enemy, everything. So that's only ones that he gets to reroll. And he's strength 7. So he did 2 wounds to your lord.
Okay.
And no armor save, so in
3
bones
up
only.
He's got a storm
Yep.
shield.
Take
Make
2 wounds.
neither and
Wow.
feel no pain.
Feel no pains. Make neither of those. So your lord just took 2 wounds. I cannot believe your dice rolling right now. It's pretty ridiculous.
Okay. Alright.
Here, you hold.
Alright.
You want to switch the camera off? I'm pretty sure wraiths have 3. Alright, they do have 3 attacks apiece, which gives them 4, so I have 24 attacks. Coming at him. 9, 10, 14, 18, 24. Now, I did not expect. I mean.
God, that was terrible.
Yeah, everything has kind of gone wrong for you with this unit so far since they've gone on the table. I did not expect to get everything. Like, I was hoping that at least some of the stuff would happen. Like, I was really hoping that your lord would biff it, basically.
Yeah.
But I did not expect this much of a biff. So, needing 4s.
Pretty terrible.
And I get to re-roll 1s. That's a cocked die. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 re-rolls. Because of preferred enemy. Those are all misses, which is awful. And I am strength 5, so I need 4s, and I'm rending.
Yep.
Not that it matters. So, 6 wounds.
Okay. This is where the rest of the unit dies.
Probably want to roll 2 at a time just because of your characters.
Yep, this is where the rest of the unit dies. Come on, guys. I will fill double 1s.
Jeez, stop rolling those dice, man.
Let's
Those
roll.
dice are...
No. I will not let them go. Feel no pains. They will die.
Okay. Wow. Alright, now it's on your apothecary or your light. It's on your apothecary first.
Okay, apothecary.
He's good.
He's good.
He's
good.
He's
He is
good.
good. And he's good. Okay.
So he didn't carry. Alright, so now a power axe from your
3 attacks.
3 attacks. He needs 3s to hit me.
So 2 hits.
Okay.
His
And
strength 5 with the
yep,
axe.
so 3s to wound me.
2.
We're good.
Okay, good.
You lose combat by 6.
Yep, I do. Let's see me run off the board.
Yeah, because your initiative's really high. So you're running.
Well,
I have a 7. You have a
I have a
you have an
8.
8. So 3 dice to see how far you go.
That's when I run off the board and die. Here we go, guys.
Don't roll like a 12.
And they're off.
Holy
with a 16.
cow! 16, dude. The dice are very much against you, Paul. Now he does fall off the table this direction towards his table edge, not this direction that he
Which
came
is
on.
Still
But it's
way
still
16.
Yeah, like it's way more than 16. In fact, he would have been okay. A 12 would have been fine. You would have stayed on the table with a 12. So that was a way above average roll when 10.5 is average on 3 dice.
Alright, guys.
And I'll consolidate. I consolidate 5, and it will be
It's not that I hate
Paul's
Thomas.
turn.
It's not that I hate him. I just hate this game now.
Your dice, dude, it was all your dice,
It's the Slanesh dice.
right?
It's these stupid Slanesh dice.
So it's gonna be Paul's turn 2, 3,
3.
turn 3.
Alright.
We're gonna roll for reserve. Look,
Yep.
while we're on camera here, we can roll
Yep,
for reserve.
I'll roll it right here.
You have Khan's unit
Cons Command Squad
cocked,
will
not come
in. Good job.
in. Worse,
I really enjoy you.
and the other regular
Khan.
squad.
And the other regular squad will also not.
Wow. Oh, that's brutal, dude.
Alright.
Okay,
Well, this is the turn I get tabled.
your turn 3.
Alright. We'll be back after I'm done crying.
Okay, so we were top of turn 3 for you.
Yeah, something.
So, well, this is bottom because you
Yeah.
let me go first.
So, and I just finished my movement phase.
You did finish your movement phase, so
Bikes just zoomed up towards these warriors.
both sets of bikes are going to go after the warriors.
Yep, and then these land speeders just kind of shifted over, and the stalker just kind of
Backed up.
stood where he's at. Yeah, backed up a little bit.
Okay. All right. What do you got for me?
Shooting.
No dirty psychics, thank goodness.
Nope.
The librarian decided
To run off.
valor was the better part, or I mean, running away was the better part of valor.
These guys, 2 grab guns.
2 grab guns. Okay.
So, 3s to hit, 6 hits.
Nice.
I'll take it. And they have 4+ armor.
Mhm.
So 4s, 2.
2.
2 drop. And then 1 rapid firing bolter.
Okay.
Both hit. 1 wound.
Okay, and armor save, which I make. Okay.
And then the other unit, I think there's one grab gun there. Yeah.
One grab gun.
So 3s, 3 hits.
Nicely done, nicely done.
4s.
For one guy.
Yep.
Sorry if you can't see those dice. I know that they're a little bit small. It's alright though. We'll try and get in closer.
And then the rapid firing bolter. Both hit.
Okay.
And both wound.
Both wound. Armor. Nope, 2 more guys. Which will give me that test. And I don't remember what the leadership is. Are you done shooting at them?
Yeah, we're done shooting at them.
I don't know what the leadership is of that that Royal Court guy. Oh, they are all 10, aren't they? Okay, so they're okay. I've got 5 guys who fell down, so we'll try to get back up. 4 of them will get back up.
Awesome. Everything is terrible.
I'm sorry, Paul. That is bad. All right. So I'm gonna choose to get them back up over here. Actually, I'm gonna play the maybe you don't make that. Maybe roll double ones or something on the charge. I don't know.
Yeah. It's possible.
It's possible. All right.
All right. So these guys, this one's gonna shoot into the Lord here.
Okay.
His 2 missiles.
Both will hit a 4 and a 6.
Yep. And then 2s.
2s.
Nothing. Snake
Wow,
eyes.
that's brutal.
2 ones.
I wasn't even afraid of the missiles either.
Alright, heavy bolter. Oh,
That's cocked.
so 3 hits.
3 hits. Okay. And 3s.
3s.
For 3
3
wounds.
wounds.
Okay, the Lord will take them. Lord will take 2 wounds.
Whoa!
Like a boss. All right, well,
That is.
there you go, Lord.
That is right.
Nice job. 2+ armor save.
I'll take it.
Can't make
This
that.
one's shooting into him.
Okay.
Missiles. Both hit.
Okay. And
Both wounds.
Both
So
wounds.
6 and
All
a
right.
2.
Here's the regular guys. We'll start with that guy, and then we'll go not to the Lord. They're okay.
And then his.
Make their end-run saves.
Yep.
Wait, are you running a Destroyer Lord with Wraiths?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
1 hit.
1 hit. And 1
And
wound.
1 wound. Save again. Made it.
Alright.
Yes, I am.
Hey,
And you know what's funny about it is, you don't know this, but the guys on camera have already viewed this part, or probably will, since
Right.
we had the video
I
split.
already have part 1 up.
Right. So anyway, they noticed that Paul's dice rolls were atrocious. He sent his command squad of doom after this unit, and this unit just was like,
Ate him up.
we're not afraid of that. We're not afraid of Space
Necrons
Marines.
can be brutal, man.
It was the dice rolls.
Against
It was
the command
It
squad.
was the dice rolls of
Yeah,
brutalness.
the command squad should have wiped the floor with them.
I'm gonna go with it should have had a 60-40 or maybe a 70-30 chance. I'm not gonna say that it was a foregone conclusion.
I should have at least killed something. Alright, so the Stalker, then he's going to shoot this thing here.
Okay.
So.
Will of course jink.
Finger off for a while.
1 hit so far.
That, and then twin linked.
1 linked. So 3 hits.
And it's armor.
6, still 13.
Yep, so 6s.
Well,
There's
double
2.
double
there's
6s. Okay, so 2 jink saves.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's a wreck now.
Yay.
I don't even know if those things have 2 or 3 hull points.
Oh well.
It doesn't matter. It's a wreck.
Yep, it's wrecked.
Okay. That was your shooting.
Yep. And then close combat.
You gonna assault me?
Yep. This squad first.
That squad first. All right. I'm gonna pass the
Is the
camera over
squad
for
dead?
my.
Are they dead, by the way?
Yeah. All right. So 9 rapid fire DOS guns into those guys. Let's see here. 4 hits for 1 wound,
Okay.
and then the Harbinger of Destruction.
My armor save is good.
Okay.
4.
So dice roll to get in.
So to get in, they roll a 4.
They got it. And the other unit.
The other unit will charge in as well, and they go 5 inches.
Okay, so they got it as well. You don't have any characters, right?
No.
All right. So 5 impact hits.
Yep. So use these. Strength 5 because we're white scars.
1.
1 wound.
Nope. One guy will fall over. And then you're first.
Yep, with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 attacks.
10 attacks. Looking for 4s followed by 4s.
So if I can get all my dice here.
So odds say you get 5 hits and
Oh, your
2.5
weapon skill 4.
wounds. Yep. Necrons are always weapon skill 4.
4s.
Average so far, 5 hits.
Yep. And then 4s. 1 wound.
Below average. And it's off the table for an armor save.
Awesome.
Okay, I will pile in. At initiative 2. Pretty sure my Royal Court guy only has 1 attack. So I have 10 attacks coming at you. Right? 3, 6. No, only 9. 9, because 1 guy fell over, that's right.
Who's going where?
You're right, sorry. 4 here and then 5 there. So here's the 5 on the bigger unit. They need 4s. I hit 4 times, 4 6s.
Nice.
Looking for 5s, 2 wounds.
2 wounds, okay. This is where they die. And
1
one
will.
die.
The other unit has 4 guys
This
on him.
guy.
He hits 3 times for no wounds. So, a push.
Yep.
Did you want to hit and run?
No.
Okay, this
I
guy
will not hit and run.
will not get back up.
Okay, so
Stay
he's
dead.
dead.
Okay.
Okay.
My turn. Let's get the, see if my reserves come in. They do not.
Awesome.
Wait. This is my turn 4?
Yep.
They,
So it's
they
automatically
automatically come in.
Oh no.
Alright, so we'll roll for the, we'll make my movement phase and we'll come back. This guy left these guys. He's going to just go in there and crunch them. Brought the walker up to try and crunch the other unit. The walker doesn't have AP2 weapons or anything like that, but he does have strength 7 with 3 attacks, so strength 7 against toughness 5, still going to move on 2s, which is all I really need to do. This flyer came over here. He's going to take shots at that land speeder. My other flyer came on the board, went 24 inches, dropped his guys out here, and is going to shoot at them. These guys jumped up there. They're going to eat that guy. I also have this guy to shoot with in the little whatever those things are called.
Scarab swarms.
Thank you. Went over there. They're going to finally get their attack on that stalker. This guy kind of backed up. These guys just sat still. We're going to kind of wait and see for his other reserve to see what they kind of do, and then we'll be able to react to them from there, hopefully. Okay, so shooting. Here into there. So here's his 4 shots. And it's twin linked. So 3 hits. I assume you're going to jink.
Yeah, I have to.
Okay. So there's a glance, or sorry, 2 pens.
Okay. So the jinx. One goes through.
1 will and 1 will not. You are shaken.
Okay.
Okay, those guys on the ground down there, they're going to shoot at you. First couple probably are in rapid fire, so we'll call it 5, 10, 12 shots from the Gauss weapons. Wow, not stellar. Now I need 6s. Okay,
So
never
4.
mind. 4.
Okay.
We're kind of stellar. On the
Alright.
dice rolls especially.
Alright then. I will
Wow!
roll 4 6s.
You will roll 4 6s in reply. Well played, sir.
Well then.
Here's my Harbinger of Destruction.
I'm just gonna
Misses.
keep these right there.
Right?
Just look at that.
Alright, this Necron flyer will fire at you. Twin linked on the one that missed, so 4 hits. Looking for that, so 3 pens.
Okay. Alright, I'll pick up these dice. Here you go.
Right?
Yeah. They will die. They will roll 3
Yeah.
2s in a
That's,
row. Okay, never mind, they're gone. Go back into the pile. So he's
It's just a wreck.
Rick.
This flyer, or this, sorry, that thing, the Annihilation Barge will shoot at you.
Okay.
So here's the 4-shot weapon. And we're twin linked for 3 hits. And 2 pens.
Okay.
And you're gonna jink.
Yeah. Oh, he's dead.
Well, alright. Close combats. He'll charge here. The Lord will charge here. I've got 7, so he's in. The Walker will charge there. It's got a 6, so he's in.
Yep.
And then the Scarabs over there will charge 6.
So they're going in.
They're in. Okay, so over here, you're first in all accounts.
Alright, so I'm going to swing at me some Necron Warriors.
Okay?
Just got 4 attacks.
4 attacks, Necron Warriors.
Force.
2 hits.
2 hits. 4s. No wounds. Snake eyes.
All right. The Lord here, 3 base, 1 for the charge, I believe. He needs 4s to hit you, and he has a war scythe, so he needs 2s with no saves. So
these 2 are
those
dead.
2 guys die. Then we'll roll for the Walker. He needs 4s to hit, and he misses. These guys will pile in. It's all the same initiative step, so they would have piled in. So
Yeah.
probably those 2 are out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on your 2 remaining guys. They need 4s to hit, so 3 hits and 5s, so 1 wound.
Okay. So 6, so I'm good.
Okay, and you lose combat by 2.
Yep. See if I run away. I will.
Let's see if I catch you. I do.
And so I'm a Space Marine, so I stand there and fight you.
Okay, are you choosing to hit and run?
I am gonna hit and run now.
Okay.
So initiative test. We're good. Initiative 4.
Okay.
So I am gonna go.
Consolidate for him, 3. Consolidate for them, 3.
I'm gonna go this way.
Consolidate for them, 2.
So I am going 13 inches
Okay.
on
We'll do that off
that
camera.
line.
Let's do for their combat over here.
The Scarab Swarm.
I have 4 attacks apiece, is that right?
Sure.
I gotta, go ahead and turn camera.
We'll check.
Okay, so 4 attacks base, 5 for the charge, needing 3s to hit because it's a vehicle that moved, and then on 4 pluses I strip
Whole point.
not a whole point, a facing.
Oh.
I don't think it's a whole point. I don't
A face of armor value.
armor value. So 4.
So it's down to armor 7 in the front. Right.
8.
8?
12. Armor 12.
Oh, okay, so there you go.
I think.
Pretty sure it's 11, but oh well.
No, they're 12.
Okay.
Yeah. It's one of the things that's nice about those things.
Okay, so yeah, he's down to armor 8.
So it will be your turn. Your
But don't you
turn
hit my
to
butt?
come in.
Don't you
What?
hit my butt because you're in melee?
Yeah, so that would be armor 6 then.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put a little 6 in the back on his butt.
And he's going to make his movement phase now because his
Yep.
reserves auto come in. So he's got Khan in his command squad, and then 2 bike squads and a.
Yep, but we'll roll to see where they come in
Yeah,
for
where they
outflank. So Khan's unit, roll the 1, so they're coming in on the left side, and the Storm Talon escorted bike squad is coming in wherever I want. So
Okay.
we'll get back after I
Don't
move.
you have another bike squad too?
No, it's dead.
Oh, all right. All right. Where'd you move?
Alright, so Khan's command squad came over in the corner there.
Okay.
Try and pop some shots at that monolith there.
Okay.
Storm Talon in tow over there. I guess he was supposed to fly in over here, but I'll adjust accordingly.
Okay.
He was gonna end up like right here. I didn't put him down. And then these guys just made sure they're all in rapid fire range there. And yeah, whatever. Moral of the story is he's gonna end up here instead.
Right.
And then these guys just made sure within 18, see if because they're both grab guns, so they could quite possibly do some damage to that walker if they
Cool.
can hit. And then the only other thing was the stalker moved over here so he can get a line of fire through the little crack at this flyer, because he does have skyfire, so
Okay.
that's it. And there's no psychic, so we'll just go straight into shooting.
All right.
I'll do my favorite one first, so the
The
stalker,
into this
into that night side.
line croissant.
Yep. So 3s with rerolls. So 4 hits.
All right.
And what it's
String 7.
armor-
11.
Alright, so
Excuse me.
4s.
Force.
Nothing.
Wow.
Jab.
That goes just straight right along with how the dice have been rolling for you, haven't
Yep,
it?
that's
Isn't
awesome.
it? Yep.
I love it. Alright. So then the Storm Talon in this other one.
Okay.
I'll shoot my missiles first.
Okay.
So 3 just hit.
3 hits.
And their strength
7.
7.
So 4s.
There's a glance.
8 glance. I didn't say I was going to jink. Do I want to? Yeah, I'm gonna. Of course, I'm going to jink.
Yeah.
Jink. No. So that's a hull point.
Then the Twin Linked Assault Cannon.
Okay. Is pretty
4
hard to put
hits.
stuff on.
Their
Okay.
strength 6.
So 5.
There's
One pin, one glance.
one
So here's the glance. Goes through. The pin goes through. So it is a wreck. Do you want to roll to see where it explodes at?
I do. Oops. So he's gonna go.
Go
Where
ahead.
is that?
Crash and burn.
Alright.
Sad. I'm very sad about that.
Oh no, something actually died on your side. Oh no. I think that's actually the first thing I've killed. That.
You killed an annihilation barge.
Alright, this is where I kill everything in one turn.
Right.
Alright, so 2 grav guns at that walker.
Okay.
So 3s. They all hit.
All hit.
I'll take it. And then 6s to do something.
It is immobilized and loses a hull point.
Immobilized and loses a whole point, and then it loses a whole point and suffers immobilized again. So
Did they not in 7th edition fix that? So it just strips a hull point? Because I don't think it's an actual penetrating hit.
well,
we're gonna
all
double check
it
the
does-
rules.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Okay, so it's a little complicated, but they actually cleaned it up in 7th, and it was something that I had not read through it exactly. But the way damage results, the way it works is that in the damage results, when you immobilize something, if it's already immobilized, it loses an additional hull point. The way that a graviton weapon, or the grav guns, work in the Space Marine Codex is it says it applies immobilized result and a hull point. So effectively, the first one comes in and immobilizes me, and strips a hull point because of the grav effect. And then the second one applies another immobilized and strips a hull point. And according to the vehicle damage chart, if you're already immobilized, you lose a hull point instead, or additionally. So it loses 3 hull points and it's immobilized. So it's a wreck.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright. And then these guys are going to shoot into the warriors.
Okay.
So 3 rapid firing bolters. So 4 hits, 2 unlinked because we're on bikes, so all hit.
All right.
And 4s, so 3 wounds.
3 wounds. Okay, so 3 armor saves. 1 will live, 2 will die. Okay.
And then 2 grab guns.
2 grab
shooting,
guns.
So 6 shots, 3 all of those will hit.
All right.
And then
4s.
4s, 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2. Does this guy get cover?
I would say these.
Those get cover.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 plus cover save, so 1 will save, 1 will die. And now another cover save for him. So he's good, and that was it, right?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, I think you did 1 too many.
That doesn't matter.
Oh well. Sure. Okay. And then the command squad shooting into the monolith.
Okay, so 3 grab guns,
yep.
4 grab guns.
Yep. The only thing that can matter is so 12 grab gun shots.
Ah, yes, I will get a cover save.
Seared.
Yeah,
All right.
that's kind of tough to do. It's a monolith.
So
Alright.
3s there. So these are all misses.
That's about how my grab guns usually roll.
Yep. And then 6s. Do anything? So 1.
1.
See if you save it.
I do not.
All right.
I am
so he's
immobilized.
and strips a whole point.
Immobilized, no.
All right.
Come closer, let me suck you into my gun.
That's everything.
Yeah, that's all you're shooting?
Yep.
That was
and-
pretty brutal.
Yep. And then,
A roll for these guys.
yep. And then shoot.
They will stay. How many of them get back up? There's 6 there. Or 5 there that fell. None. None will get back up.
Oh,
No.
I'll take it.
No. No. No.
Dies from the Necrons.
You be quiet! You blew up 3 of my things this turn. Alright. My turn.
Yep.
My turn 5. This could be the end of the game.
All right.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, movement. The Lord and the Harbinger of Destruction left the Warriors and joined the Deathmarks, who moved this way. Then these 3 Warriors moved this way. I sucked this other unit of Warriors through my portal.
They were over here originally. So
Yeah,
they
it's kind of a nice little thing here. So they're all here to try and confront this guy. Turned and moved 18 or 20. I don't know. It was over 18. Move this guy. He's going to try and blow up that other flyer. My Overlord or my Destroyer Lord and his wraiths are coming after that guy. I moved 12 inches with this thing. He's going to take pot shots at that guy. The reason that I moved 12 inches is I was going to, no matter what, I was going to have to roll 6s to hit him. And I wanted to get within 3 inches with something to hold that objective. And then finally the Scarabs moved over. They're going to try and take another shot at that thing.
Yep.
And considering that I have my back to him, I'm really hoping that I end up.
This is one I'm going to
Blowing
dual
that guy
target your flyer and the skimmer and kill both of them.
It's totally possible.
Because I'll be able to skill 2 without twin linked, and I'm
Right.
going to hit and kill both of them.
Hit and kill both of them. I can see it already. All right, we're
Dice
gonna,
have to come back around eventually.
they kind of do, right?
They kind of have to.
We're gonna start with these warriors out here. I think 2 of them are in rapid, 1 are out. There's 5 shots. 5s to wound you, 1 wound.
Okay, so 1 wound. 3 plus. Good with a 6.
Okay, we'll do the death marks. So 20 shots from the death marks. 9, 10, 15, 20. And these are all where I get to put them. They're all going to be on the apothecary.
Yep.
And these need 4s. That's AP2, but it doesn't matter because they're all storm shields.
Yep.
And these on the apothecary. That's AP2. Those are wounds.
Alright, so,
So 4
I feel no pain
4 from where you want.
on
And
the
then,
apothecary because it's
Well-
all simul, so.
okay, from the game, he's a character.
Right.
You start with the lookout, sir.
So you have to, you can still look out there, even the snipers?
Yeah, you can still look. Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that. I thought
uh-huh.
he had to take them.
It
Alright,
does not.
wow.
You can look
Okay.
out, sir.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Look out, sirs, off the
We'll
apothecary.
roll them separately because one's the AP2.
Alright, the AP2 one.
He's gonna take it.
Okay, so then the
Oh,
other
once.
2.
He fails his lookout, sirs.
Alright, good job, guy. Alright,
Okay.
so he has to pass a feel no pain.
So here's the film of pain. He's dead.
No, he's dead.
Okay, and so then these will wrap onto the rest of the unit.
So how many on the unit?
6. Where is the apothecary?
He's all the way in the back. Right there.
This guy.
Yep.
Okay, so you have,
4 guys.
well, 2 would have gone from him, yeah, and then 4. Yeah, so just roll 4 at a time. Because if you lose all 4 of them, then the other 2 will go on
So
con.
3s.
2 will die.
Do I still get feel no pain?
It is the same phase, yes, so go ahead and take film of pain.
So pass 1. Maybe pass twice. Come on. Yeah? Yeah? No.
Nope. Okay, so 1,
Okay, and then
and
3.
then 2 more.
2 more. So they
Good.
will both pass.
I'm okay with that. That was a good result. Good job, Death Marks. Here's the Harbinger of
I'll
Destruction.
take it.
Hits and wounds, so Storm Shield.
Okay.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, man.
How you been?
Good, and yourself?
Doing pretty good. Yesterday,
Can I feel my
was the
pain?
first time that
Yeah.
I noticed the fact that you worked here.
Really? Yeah, there you go, man. All right.
Okay. So that guy will die.
Yeah, and then that's all the shooting from then. These guys. Catch up with you in a second. I'm doing this batter up here. There's a show 'em on camera. What's your name, man?
Peyton.
Peyton, and you're doing casting for us, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's our man.
Cool. I don't know if Sean's put you in an update or not, but if you haven't, then there now you are.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so 20 shots from the Goss weapons there.
Okay.
7, 10, 16, 20. Looking for 3s. There's lots of 2s and 1s. And looking for 4s, or 5s, sorry. That's still a good number of 5s, I accept. 6. So averages say I would have hit, like, what? 14,
Okay.
thereabouts.
So I have.
That's really good.
That's from the Warriors, so
Uh-huh.
Khan's in front.
You lookouts are off of them?
Hell no.
Okay.
Khan's taking them.
Okay.
All
You
of
can
them.
take 3 at a time.
He's a man.
3 plus armor save.
There we go.
Good.
That's
Yeah,
3 of them.
He's acting like a man so far.
He is a man.
Woo! Alright. Harbinger of Destruction.
Good job, Khan.
He misses.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have done this thing first.
Oh yeah, because he's got a blast weapon.
It's alright. We didn't.
That's fine.
Can I have your blast?
I will allow you to
thing.
use my tiny scatter die.
Tiny scatter die. We'll go right in the middle. We'll hit. Yeah, I'll hit all 3 if I hit. Nope. It's 2 inches back, so it's just going to hit 2.
Okay.
It is Strength 8, AP3.
Okay. So Khan is in front.
You can just.
Nope,
yeah. Is he
take
doing
him.
his Storm Shield save?
He's
Or,
got Iron
he's
Halo.
his Iron Halo?
Yeah, here we go.
Alright.
Boom.
Takes
I'll
a
pass
wound.
one.
Okay,
Oh,
and then
so-
I'll snap shoot my.
Oh wait, do I still get feel no pain? The apothecary dying this phase?
No, it was a different,
Okay,
different shooting
shooting.
attack.
Okay.
Two snap shooting hits for 1 wound. No wound. It's
Okay.
strength 4.
I'll put a little die by.
It might be strength 5. I don't know. I'll have to look. Make an armor save real quick, just to see if you save it. I don't have to look.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to look.
Oh.
Particle something.
Particle
Flux. It's a flux thingy.
Just-
Nope, strength 4. You don't have to take it.
All right, awesome.
okay.
So he's good. Khan's a man.
All right.
There
I'm not shooting at them anymore, so a morale test for him.
All right, Alpha Khan, which they
good.
pass with a 6.
Okay, so I'm probably
Go
going to
figure.
assault them.
They stayed.
All right, my flyer against your flyer.
I'll allow it.
Here's his. Are you jinking?
What's the strength on your weapons?
7.
I will not because I'm brave.
Twin linked. 4
Maybe I
hits.
should have.
Yeah, you're
I
a wreck.
should have. God damn it.
Gosh darn it! Here, let's see where. See where.
Gosh darn it. Oh, over here.
That's not
Going
enough.
this way.
All right.
Gosh darn it.
Gosh darn it.
You varmint.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and assault you here with the death marks.
All right.
So go ahead and. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, no.
No, I don't want to do the death marks.
I'm
It's gonna be
killing you.
warriors.
Yeah, fine. I'll accept. Here comes grab guns. This one I hit all of them. I will actually hit none. But
Okay.
Khan will hit.
Not at all.
God,
Gosh darn it.
gosh darn it, you Khan and command squad.
Yeah, I'm out. I was out even without the difficult terrain.
I'll take it.
But the death marks,
Double one. Oh,
Got it.
No.
7 will do it.
Fine. 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 You varmint.
Right?
You gosh darn meanie.
You varmint.
Yeah. We try here at BTP. We really do.
Okay.
Alright.
My 2 of a guy.
Would you like to shoot over here, actually? Do you have any shooting over here?
Not challenge.
They shoot in charge over here?
Yeah, well, I'm just going to charge with the little.
Woo, they're in.
DCs.
Ah,
And
they're
then
in.
you want to overwatch me?
I do. This is where I kill the guy because I have grav guns and he has 2+ armor.
Yeah, except for you have to roll against 3. So we'll do 3 pluses.
Well, they'll still die anyway. So, no hits actually.
No hits? Okay.
My grav guns are really good.
8-inch charge.
So yeah, he's in. They're dead. They will probably die. Gosh darn it.
Darn varmint.
Darn varmint. Necrons.
Right? La poopy. Alright. Let's start over
You
here.
pieces of poopy.
You moved, so I have 10 attacks
Did.
again. Need
Missed completely.
3s to hit
Missed
you.
completely for me.
That was average.
That's a good amount of hits. And oh, he's still up.
He's still up. He's got 2
He's-
on his rear arm.
2 on his butt.
Means he has 4 on his sides. That's no bueno.
Yeah, this is where he kills both the flyer and the skimmer.
Over there, make,
Do
a,
it.
make a leadership check for that guy that I'm based
I
with.
will, and this is where I pass, and I kill you. I will fail, and
D3 hits on you.
I
Unit.
will hit myself twice, and I will
5 to wound yourself.
wound
wound.
myself once, and dead. Nope,
Live.
not dead.
Okay, you go ahead and swing first. You got 2
All
attacks.
right. Yeah. Oh,
2
yeah.
hits.
2 hits. And boxcars.
2 wounds. Alright, we're
Die.
not taking him on the
Die
lord.
for me. Die for me.
We're good. Here's my lord. He's got 4 attacks. He needs 4s to hit you. 1 hit. He's gonna kill 1.
I will jinx.
Hey,
Yeah.
combat.
What are you talking about?
5, 6. Either 6 have
I declared jinx.
4 attacks apiece.
They're very dexterous on their bikes in close combat.
3,
I don't think that's the way it works.
4, 5, and 6. Needing 4s. Oh, I forgot to reroll my 1s. That's alright, I'm remembering right now. Okay, and 6s will rend.
And he's
Gotcha.
dead. Oh, dead.
And it consolidates.
Bam.
1 inch. Okay,
Awesome.
over here,
You.
I am out of range to
Khan
challenge
comes
you.
up.
I'm out of range to challenge. Well, yeah, I'm out of range to challenge you.
Yep.
You go ahead and pile in.
Yep. Khan.
Go ahead,
I
Colin.
think he is
He has
4.
3 base, and
his close combat weapon
extra
and
hand weapon.
pistol.
So 4.
4.
So needing
Hurrah! 3 hits.
and needing
Strength 5 with the sword. Or no, strength 4 with the sword. It's not
It's
4.
insta killing on a 6.
Yay!
2?
There's 2, yeah.
So you got the marks all the way down.
Poof.
Okay,
And
your
then-
regular guys. 4,
Yep.
2 attacks each.
Yep.
All
4
hit.
hits.
Nice job. Forced to wound me.
2
2.
wounds.
Armor.
They're good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have 4 up armor save.
Yeah.
We'll assume that they do. We'll assume that they're a warrior, except for they just have a
Special gun.
special gun.
Alright, here they come. That guy's gonna kill me. It's alright, I'm not scared. Not even a little.
Alright. Now I'm 90% sure my scarabs don't work, because I was not in range, I was not in line of,
Base to base
Base
with
to
me at
base.
the beginning. Yeah.
start of the assault phase, after assault moves have been made, before blows are struck. In base contact with the bearer. Yep, no, I didn't have anybody in base contact, so.
Okay.
Another little mistake, but
You want to just do your
it was
lord?
all movement stuff. So here's my lord, needing 4s. Hits 3 times. 2s. Wounds 3.
I will
3
have to
wounds.
look at through these because Kana's not that much of a man.
There's a 4+ still.
Yeah, but they have 3+.
That's true. Yeah.
Here, I'll take one.
Two
on
no, 2 at a time. You just
Okay, look out, sirs.
mix them, so on the other guys.
They're both good. And the last one.
He's gonna take it.
And
Take a wound.
take a wound. Yeah.
So he's got 1 left.
Yeah. Good
Okay,
job.
now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. So 16. 4, 12, 16. And 5. 1.
All right, I will accept. Pass.
So I lose combat by 2. Stay.
They're good.
That could have been bad.
I would have.
That would have been.
But I will hit and run.
That would have been bad. What? Hit and run. Okay, I'm gonna see how many of my guys get back up. 2 of them
2.
will.
So I'm gonna go straight towards where I am, just this
Okay.
way. So initiative test, and we pass.
I'll consolidate. 5 inches.
Now go.
16?
Yeah, 16 inches along this line.
Okay, so it will be your movement phase.
Yep. So we will just get back after my movement then. All right.
Oh wait, where'd you
Decisive
move?
victory time.
Okay.
All right, Khan is coming up, and he is going to kill all these warriors.
So he moved this way, and then he moved
He's zooming
around.
because
Okay.
because they're on the objective and nobody else is. So if I can
Yep.
kill them, which I will, they'll run off the board and die, and I'll be on the objective and I'll win because the game will end too.
Yeah. Well, that and hopefully you're.
And the stalker just kind of shifted
Stalker.
over, see this thing, try and shoot that.
So it's two hull points short
Yep.
of,
And then-
or 2 armor facing. Sorry, 2 armor facing.
And the
short.
regular bike squad, they just kind of moved up and they'll make a nuisance of themselves.
All
Okay.
right. Where are we shooting?
Yep, let's go straight to shooting. I'm going to do Khan and his command squad at those warriors first.
Okay.
So 6 grappling shots, needing 3s, 4 hits,
Okay.
and then 4s because they're armor 4.
2.
wounds.
2 cover.
Whatever save they use.
Then make them.
Good, okay. And Khan's bolter. Both hit.
Yep.
I
Both
will
6
skill.
skill 5.
Yep, and 1 wound.
1 wound.
Dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Actually, let's see if I can.
They don't really make those noises. They're,
I would like to think they do.
he
Maybe
was checking range for his grav guns, by the
Maybe
way.
they'll be out. Alright, so I guess I will just shoot these guys at the death max. They
'Kay.
should be in rapid fire, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Rapid fire range.
So, 3 twinling super shooter bolters.
Super shooter. They're super.
They're super
That's
shooter.
cocked. That's cocked again. There we
Good.
go.
And twinling. So I'll hit.
Everything. Okay.
And force. 3
That's
wounds.
totally average. 3 before I hit my lord. 2 will die.
And then grab guns.
Okay.
And 4s.
1.
Just 1.
Well.
Oh, this guy's
Well, look-
closer.
Oh, that guy's cool. Oh.
Bam. Done.
Okay.
And then the stalker
Stalker.
killing this
speeder thing.
Okay, I'll
Whatever
jink.
it is called. Okay, so 3s. Twin linked. Come on.
And I made a mistake and let him be in my rear arc, which was no bueno. So no quantum shielding.
When I pen him, needing force to glance.
Yep, because it's armor 11 all the way around.
I will actually roll 2 2s. Good job, guy.
Woohoo! That's a glance together. So
Yeah.
both of them together.
Gosh darn it.
Dagnammit.
That sounds too much like it. You can't.
That's right. It's
All right.
That's bad.
So.
Dadgum. That's.
It's alright. 3 out of 3, 6. Oh, take a leadership there.
3, 3, 3. Yes,
Take a
sure. I'll take a leadership. We're fine.
Dang it!
How many of them get back up? 2 of them. Bzz. Bzz.
Alright.
Okay.
And then this one, roll for this warrior, see if he
Oh
can
yes, that warrior, does it get back up? No, stays dead.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. And then
You'll be well remembered.
charging.
Or not really. I mean, you are a mindless guy. Okay, we'll shoot you there.
Let's just be nice and see if I can. Nope, I can't even try and attempt to multi-charge and start shooting. So yeah, con going in.
Con going in. All right, here's my Harbinger of Destruction. No. And my 18 shots here. I'm going to give the camera over. I'm going to come around and grab it so we don't have the camera twirling on them.
Yay.
Okay. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 2 5s, 1 wound.
Okay, and regular chump up front.
We'll die.
He's a chump.
Good job.
Blit. All right.
And then their charge range.
Yep.
Is it 3, 6,
2.
plus?
Just 2.
Ah,
I made it.
9. Oh, they're in.
Okay.
Okay.
2 impact hits.
D3 from Moondrakan.
D3 from Khan. Yes.
Moondrakan. D3. 3.
So a total of 4.
Strength 5. I will take 4. I will take 3 lives.
Blah, 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 blah.
Well, 3 robots.
3 robots all over.
Yep.
Okay, Moondraken.
Oh,
or
no,
I mean,
my bike.
Khan.
Yep, Khan with his 5 attacks now.
Okay.
On the charge, he will hit 5 times.
Okay.
And he's strength 4.
My poor guys.
So 3.
3. Okay, so 3 will
3.
fall more. 3 more will fall over. Trying to look outs are off my guy. My
This-
Harbinger here.
Yep.
since he's the closest. One at a time. Good, good, and good.
So 3 guys will drop. And then my one regular dude charging in.
Yep. Yes. Yeah.
He will roll 3 1s actually.
All right.
So
Coming back, I
fair.
have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks. For 1 hit, no wounds.
Okay.
So I'm going to lose combat by
A lot.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
That's
Thought
not
I
right.
did more than that.
It's not right. Something's
I killed
5.
3 in
Should be
Overwatch
5.
and then Khan killed 3.
3.
So it should be 6.
Like, threw too many attacks at you then. This guy should be over. Alright, yeah, that sounds more right. So, 4 to stay. Nope. I'm running. You got me.
Oh, I caught you.
Wow, we both roll stellarly, but my initiative 2
Consolidate myself.
killed me.
Just into that. Just 2
Into
inches.
into there?
Yep.
Okay. Pulling my poor little broken, mangled robot men off.
Yep. And then the regular bike squad will charge the Death Marks and Overlord there.
Okay. I'm into that.
Yeah. That's what's going to happen. Actually, you know what? I'm going to multi-charge. I'm feeling ballsy.
You're gonna
Primary on the Death Marks and Overlord, and then secondary on these 3 warriors.
Okay. Alright. So I've got 3 death marks in rapid fire range. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
They're gonna
6,
get
7,
down.
8, 9, 10, 11 death mark shots. 3, 6, 9, 11. Needing 6s. I hit once, which I get to choose where it is. It's going to be on a grav gun guy. And he doesn't die.
Okay.
And then the Harbinger of Destruction over there misses. 3 warriors miss as well.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Want to see how far I am from you?
Yeah, go ahead and roll them dice up. Closest guy is.
Boxcars! I'll roll 5, actually.
Yeah, you needed a 9. All right, so you
Alright, well, Fleet.
no.
They don't have Fleet, actually, but I would have made it if I was a Tyranid.
Right, if you were. All right.
Alright.
Does the game end?
Yes. I say yes. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
Uh-oh.
Oh no, it
No, it
wasn't.
doesn't.
Oh
Goes
god,
on.
this is not good. All right, we'll get back after.
Turn for me.
Yeah, we'll get back after this movement there.
All right, movement. These warriors, better part of Valor, is coming over here and getting the objective, so they're backing up. These guys just came up as close as they could get without having to roll for difficult terrain. We just want the minimum charge distance as possible when the time comes. He obviously sat still, didn't do anything. 18 inches to right there for this guy, so he's going to shoot into them. 12 inches for those scarabs. Some of them are taking a nap.
These are wraiths.
Whatever. Canoptic wraiths. They are out of charge distance here, but if we get turn 7 per chance.
No.
This guy flipped around, turned around. He's not even really worried about getting a shot on that guy.
Because these scarabs are here.
The scarabs are
and then
here.
he has 2 armor left in the back.
2 armor left altogether. It takes it off all the facings.
Well, he has 3 on his other one, or 4 on his other ones.
4 on his
Okay,
ones.
so yeah, take
What,
it.
what do you want from me?
I want you to not cheat.
I'm not cheating. All right, let's do some shooting. First things first. This thing is going to suck them in. Con, make a strength test.
Okay,
If you roll a 5 or 6, you're dead.
I will not use. Where's my gladiator dice? Here they are. Okay. No,
He's good.
I
And
do
his
not.
other dude? His other dude is dead!
Sucked in.
Tasty.
Yeah.
Alright.
I was hoping that game would end.
Alright, well, we're going to shoot him a bunch now.
All right, I will.
Here's the Harbinger of Destruction.
I will jink.
Harbinger of Destruction wounds you, so I don't know why you would jink. It's the same. Like,
He has a 3
oh yeah, 3.
cover.
3 because he's a
Give
white
him
scar.
a white scar. I'll
Good.
pass it.
Okay.
Come
And
on.
death marks.
How do
Oh,
you
you know
know?
what?
At the last
I
tournament.
cheated you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did. I rapid fired you with them and then charged you.
That's okay.
I tried to do that with both units.
That's okay. I don't care.
I'm a dirty cheater.
That's fine. We can
Uh,
make up for it later.
I think I'm gonna. Oh baby.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna see if whether or not the weapon I just shot is going to do the same, or is a
Your doom bolt thing.
yeah, whether or not it's a heavy
Harbinger of
weapon.
destruction shot.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
No.
But we'll look and see what it's dropping dice.
And just throw that.
Harbinger of. I don't know where it is. Harbinger of Destruction, Assault 1. Okay. So, they're not going to shoot. They're just going to stand still.
Okay.
And we'll fire
His gun.
those gun thingies at
Large blast.
not the large
You
blast.
do want to do that,
Yeah.
so it scatters and
Good.
kills.
We're good.
Oh, fine.
Ling. I don't know.
It looks like it's twin linked. Look at that thing. It's got like 3 barrels on
I
each gun.
assume it's not. I missed. All right. This thing over here into them.
Okay. I will also jink
Okay, we're twin linked.
for no reason.
So I get an extra 2 hits because it's a Tesla. It's gonna do 4 wounds to you.
Okay. There's one guy before somebody special. Good. 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 And good.
Okay.
I will take it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
The warriors will run 3 inches. Okay. We're running with the scarabs.
The wraiths.
Those things.
They will go an inch.
1 inch for the
I will
wraiths.
take it.
And then we'll assault with those guys over there, and we're going to assault with the this time cheating
All right.
guys.
This is where Khan kills you.
Yep.
Boxcars. Twin link boxcars. No.
Okay. Made my charge with a 9.
7.
That's 7. Sorry.
God damn, it's cheating everywhere.
Right?
It hurts.
It does. It's
Khan,
painful.
you have been
Khan.
more useful than the other captain for one game because he rolled really bad.
Con of the 1 wound. Can
Yeah.
you do it?
Yes,
Okay.
he can and will and should.
I'm going to challenge you. You cannot not
Cannot
accept.
accept. And this is where I kill you?
Yeah, mine shot with scarabs.
Oh yeah. Yeah! Actually, well, I will hit myself.
D3 wounds
I will
on
hit
yourself.
myself. Whoops. Twice.
Okay.
And 5 to wound
5 to wound
myself.
yourself.
And I can kill myself. Oh no, I have an invul
You
save.
have an invo save.
Oh, I do not.
Okay. Initiative 2. Here's his attacks coming at you.
Hey.
Oh, go ahead. No, you don't
I
get to
can't.
swing.
I don't get to swing.
You don't get to swing. What are you talking about? Get out of here. All right, no armor saves, so 2 wounds. Two, whatever you're. All right,
No,
yeah.
he's dead.
Alright, and consolidate for us
Alright, Con.
6 inches. Oh, and the scarabs over there, they hit you on 3s.
Yeah, he's dead. Oh, the vehicle, yep. And 4s.
They got
Oh,
I didn't shoot him. I
Justice.
did not shoot him with this thing.
Justice.
And I could've.
Justice.
The game goes on, sir.
Justice.
The game goes on.
Alright. Alright, these guys. I'm just gonna do it all in one take, alright.
All in one take.
Measure me 12 inches straight up.
Okay.
I'm going right at those warriors.
Okay. I did put the warriors in the way. My consolidate will be to kind of bump my guys out around this objective.
Alright, and I'm just gonna do it right now. Alright. Stalker. I'll even wiggle him. I'll wiggle him backwards. Just like this. Wiggle. Alright. At that skimmer thing.
We're
3s.
jinking again, by the way.
4 hits. That's fine. I'll kill you anyway. 5s.
Actually,
Or 6s. I will take 1. Dead.
Nope.
For whatever reason.
Alright. Well, now with the 3 warriors in your way, or are you going to try and bypass them and charge the
I will.
charge the guys holding the objective?
I will
You're
tell
a
you
troop
what.
choice, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. And I am gonna shoot the death marks. Actually, I'm gonna
Okay.
shoot them. I'm gonna shoot them up. So 6 bolt shots.
Nope.
Twin link because we're on bikes. So 4 hits. 4. Yeah. And 4s.
2.
2. Yep.
Okay.
Dead.
1.
I'll take it. Not really. I wish I had more. Okay. Then grab guns. 4 hits.
Okay. Followed by 4s.
Yep.
2.
2.
Cover. 1 will make it.
Okay.
2 death marks lay down.
All right.
You done with that?
Yeah, I am.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So not quite enough to make me make a save. So when they get back up, neither one will.
Okay.
That's sad.
And now my bikes will multi-charge.
You gonna multi-charge?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, well here's the warriors in front of you.
The death marks primary.
Okay. Warriors don't do anything.
Because they suck.
Death marks. These last 2 guys probably can't see.
Which
Well,
is the
actually, no, he
harbinger
can
of
probably see.
destruction.
He can probably see you. He misses.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 shots from death marks. 6, 10,
Oh well.
3 hits. They get to go where I want. They'll
Can
go
I
on the
jink while you
2 on 1.
overwatch?
No, 2. Yeah, yeah. I think you can.
Okay.
2 from.
Oh, I was supposed to be snapshotting. I am sorry. I
Yeah.
did jinx. Oh,
It
not gonna-
made no difference last time with your armor save, so I just kind of assumed we were going to play it as if you hadn't.
All right,
2
cool.
on 1 grab gun, 1 on the other grab gun. So here's one on 1 grab gun, nope, and then the other one, no. No, nothing.
Okay. I need not super high, but not super low.
So
there's a 5
and
a
10.
5, so
Get it.
8. Or no, I'm a bike.
Oh, 8. Yeah. So 3 there.
Oh,
and
no,
then-
these get the death marks are primary, so they gotta go up there first.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so come around here. You got to maintain coherency.
Can I go over there? Make them all go over here?
Yeah, you're going to have to.
Yep. So that's what we'll do. Make those guys go over here.
And then
Yep.
you can bring these guys in if what you want to do.
Yep.
Okay. They're not on the objective, but
That's fine. I'll kill you.
all right. So you're
So
first.
3 on the death mark.
1 on the death mark for these. Yeah, I mean for
Hammer rat.
hammer wrath.
So 2 on the warriors.
Okay.
A wound once.
1 warrior will obligingly
And
fall over.
on the death mark,
Okay.
does not wound.
All right. And then 3 on the death marks and 2 on the.
Yep. So they multi-charge, so they just get their regular attacks.
Okay.
So 3 attacks on the death marks. It's 3. Or no, just 1.
1.
And a wound. Dead.
Okay.
Awesome. And then the 2 on the warriors.
1 hit.
And dead.
All right. 1 warrior left to swing back. So here's the warrior swinging back. He misses.
All right.
Not good, warriors. Not good. And everybody else piling in.
Yep.
Okay. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks from the death marks. for 3 hits and 1 wound. Ooh, nope, that's not good.
Oh,
And
boy.
then my lord, he hits you once and kills a guy.
Okay.
Alright, so I lose combat by 1.
Yes.
So here's the Lord's group.
Oh!
And the warrior. Oh my goodness! I cannot believe that!
Yeah!
8, 6.
Oh. But you still run off the
gonna
board.
run. Ah! It's gonna
Yes!
be off the board.
Yes! Victory! Justice! Justice. Justice.
Yeah.
Justice.
3. He was there.
Thomas is trying to dangle his way back onto the board, but he can't.
I think that I didn't move them. I probably didn't consolidate the correct direction, but I'm pretty sure this guy in his consolidation would still be.
And the
within
Warriors too. See where they run to.
Oh yeah, how far do the
off
Warriors
like
run?
little girls. 3 inches.
Actually, the Warriors have to roll separately from the Lord's group. Oh, they're
Yeah,
okay.
either way too.
So the Warrior,
My consolidate.
the warrior.
This
He's 1 warrior.
Yeah. A single warrior. And I will consolidate an inch. I don't even know if I'll be. Oh, actually, yeah, that guy will be able to move within.
Yep.
Yep. That's awesome. I am amazing. Thank you. Justice!
Wow, I cannot believe I rolled so bad.
Justice!
All right, hey, see if the game ends.
And then on 1, 2, 3 this time. Yep. Hold on, let's see points
It's gonna
now.
be a tie, dude.
A straight
No, wait,
tie.
hold on. Who got first blood?
Probably you.
I don't remember.
I didn't kill anything till this.
Yeah, so I guess I got first blood.
So first blood.
So I'm gonna win by first blood because we're both line breaking each other.
Yep. We both kill our
We
warlord.
both killed each other's warlords.
We both have an objective.
We both have an objective.
First blood again. You dirty girl. Ah!
Good comeback though.
I'm awesome.
That was pretty ridiculous. Like
Yep.
I looked at that. I was like, I don't think that's a good idea on his part. But
I needed to get rid of both of them. At
Yeah.
least the troops.
yeah, that was great, man.
Yep.
Good game.
All right.
Good turnout.
All right, so
I
we'll
can't
get,
believe my scarabs didn't kill
we'll
that
get back
stupid
to you
thing.
after a little recap, after a little preparation.
Yeah, let's go. No,
Okay.
only press it once.
Okay.
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 The red light's on, so,
So-
it must be recording.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh.
our pajama pants.
Pajama party.
So I've been out of the studio, kind of taking care of my kid when they're home, working from home,
Yeah.
and these guys like to say that Paul
Yeah.
reminds.
He's we call him the unicorn because he is at this point faded into folklore. Because he
But
deformed.
they say that he's kind of my
Clone.
clone. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, a little twin.
You hold down the pajama pants.
Because every day that Thomas has come in since the beginning of time, he has worn pajama pants and like a sweatshirt or a hoodie.
Not every day, but
Pretty much.
enough days that Sean loves to comment on.
And
He hates it.
I, without even knowing, do the same thing. The exact same thing. Pajama pants 90% of the time and sweatshirt and hoodie. Keeping the dream alive.
Keeping the dream alive. I like that.
But anyway,
Sounds
about
like
our game that we just played.
Dude, it was a good comeback. Your dice.
The dice are horrible.
The MVP. My MVP were your dice.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean,
Yes.
I feel like my list was pretty good. I didn't actually write the list. We had. Now I'm gonna just space his name.
Drew.
Thank you. Drew wrote the list for me. He
Because
plays
knows
Necrons,
yeah.
and I felt like it was a really good list.
Yeah.
Like it had a good mixing of what needed to be in there to do what it needed to do. And so, I had a lot of mobility, which was really nice. I had the skimmers, I had the flyers, I had the wraiths who
Yep.
could move around.
A lot of maneuverability.
Yeah,
for
and then
Necrons.
being able to suck through
Yeah.
my monoliths, so I never had to worry about whether or not my infantry were where they needed to be.
It was an abnormally fast Necron list.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that surprised you, right?
Yeah,
Like you
it
were
really-
commenting
yeah.
off camera how you were kind of like, they can suck through anywhere I'm
Yeah,
telling.
no,
Like
it's-
that's what it says
yeah.
in the book.
They're fast. But this is the White Scars list I just took to a tournament, and I did really well there. But yeah, just the dice.
Yeah,
'Cause
well, I mean, your command squad with the captain with the burning blade.
That's the star.
That's the Death Star of Doom there. That
Yeah.
you brought that on in my face, knowing
Yeah.
like I mean, you had the choice of where to bring that on.
Yeah.
You chose to bring it on
Right.
against my heavy.
Well, I was not scared.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest. With the captain.
I didn't think so either.
I thought I could at least win combat.
My hope was that what I would do is I would I'm pretty sure wraiths are fearless, but so I wasn't worried about that. But what I was hoping for was that between my mind shackle scarabs and my attacks on my lord, that I could whittle your lord down,
Yeah.
whittle your captain down, and then kind of just. Because I have 3+ saves and multiple wounds, I can just kind of bounce. Our units would bounce against each other.
Yeah, but then my thing was I could hit and run out. I knew it was going to be a standstill, but I could hit and run out, go away, and then just zoom off the board. Because with the 3d6, if I hit and run out on your phase, and then move 12 inches even farther away, there's no way you're going to catch me from then on.
Right.
I could just walk away from that unit the entire game, because I'm on bikes, so I'm just as fast as you.
Right.
But anyway, Dice said no.
The dice vehemently
captain
said no.
Yeah, they very adamantly wanted the command squad dead.
Yeah.
No questions about it. So,
Hey,
but other
your,
than that,
your troop choice did have you lifting there at the end.
the last bike squad.
Behind my dice,
Well,
I lost combat by 1, right?
Yep. And
So
you
it was
rolled
a
a
9. I rolled a 10 and 11.
Yep.
Either one of those units staying and holding that would have been my game.
Well, if actually,
Both ran.
Oh yeah, because I wouldn't have been. I would have been
you
just
would-
out of
yeah,
the
you would
objective.
have had to,
just
had to pile in on the warrior.
Yeah. Because I was actually 4 inches away from the objective after combat, and
Yep.
the 1 inch consolidate was like, yeah, here
Yeah,
you go.
and my guy was falling back, so he couldn't contest it.
White scar! But I still lost.
By first blood.
By first blood.
And that was kind of crazy too, because my whole first turn and my second turn, I don't think that I actually blew.
Yeah.
I didn't take anything from you.
Nope.
Like, your stuff was still alive, and it wasn't until my third turn. It might have even been your command squad. That was my first blood.
I don't think I killed anything until that skimmer.
Yeah, you didn't.
No, yeah. So first blood again. Oh well, that dirty girl.
Yeah, it's not a very not very balancing. I don't know.
Oh well.
I enjoyed this game. Thank you for playing.
it was
Thank you
fun.
for playing it out. Off camera before.
Yeah.
Last,
I wanted to.
He wanted to.
I
He
wanted
wanted to
to call
concede
it so
after he
bad.
lost his command
After the
squad.
command squad walked in and then just walked back off.
I was like, I said, nope, you got to play it out. It's
Yeah.
a bat rip. We
Yeah,
got to give
I'll do
everyone
it.
their game.
And I was like,
And,
all right.
I'm glad. I think you're glad you did.
Yeah, it was a lot closer than I thought it'd be.
You know what's crazy too is that was an invisibility squad. And
Yeah.
I blocked the invisibility.
Yeah.
You rolled 5 dice, got 2 successes. I rolled 4 6s, I think.
Yeah. 4 6.
I was like, no invisibility.
No.
Get that junk out of here.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, I'll take it.
So,
take it.
your MVP was that
Was
bike
that last bike squad?
and the last bikes, the last 3 guys on the table.
Yep.
Tell you what though, that one guy, like those my poor little scarabs just could not take that
Nope.
silly rhino chassis down.
Well, to be fair, he didn't really do a whole lot,
No, he didn't.
but he was annoying.
He was annoying. Like, I mean, it just was.
Shave a whole point off.
Yeah, but
there.
the thing about it was just that, again, it comes down to the dice. If the dice had just rolled average, you could have taken a flyer down.
Yeah.
I mean, my quantum shielding on my other stuff, which by the way, Necron quantum shielding, that is primo. It's great in this edition of the game because there's a lot of things out there that are the high number of shots, strength 7.
Yep. Strength
Like-
7, strength 6.
Look at wave serpents.
Look at my whole army.
Wave serpents would be like, I really don't like those things.
Yeah, they can't do anything.
They need 6s to do something to it. But I mean, obviously they would ignore the cover saves.
Yeah, but oh well, that's okay.
Yeah, good game, man.
Yep, very good game. And yeah, I think that's about it.
I hope you guys enjoyed. Visit BCP, visit our web store. We have lots for sale. We're always, willing to
Moving
take
on
any
as
kind of
well.
any kind of commission work. Contact us, please. Thanks for watching. Hey BTB fans, Thomas here. We're doing I'm trying to start a new kind of segment. It's the Teach My Friend Tom How to Play 40K. This is my friend Tom. Wave at the camera, Tom. All right. Yeah, say hi and bye to the beard. Apparently the beard is disappearing today. Mason was very unhappy about that. I'm happy about it. It's He's had it for a year. It's a little intense. Anyway, we're going to just try to teach Tom how to play 40K a little bit. The idea of the segment is we're going to start this first one. We're going to do a kind of an overview. We've got like about 550-ish points on each side. I didn't really count it out. I just kind of tried to make things that I thought were a little bit balanced. Really, the goal of the game is to kind of teach Tom how to play. So in this segment, we're going to just play the game. I'm going to teach him how to play the basic stuff, and then we'll go for future segments, kind of an in-depth on each phase. You know, we'll have one with movement, one with psychic phase, one with assault, where we'll take different units and we'll talk about, okay, here's how you do it. Here's some good strategies. Here's some different ideas as to how to do it. And we'll do one on list building. We'll talk about different factions. This is just kind of for fun. Maybe people will be able to show this video to other friends of theirs that they want to get into this game, and hopefully that it will encourage people to do so. So let me tell you what we got going on here. We have Necrons that I just played in my most recent bat rep. If you'll notice, this is actually the same table we played on. It's actually the same day we just finished. Don't tell anyone. Shh. So Necron Force versus a Space Marine Force. These are some of my Space Marines. I asked Tom which one he wanted to play. He said he wanted to try the Necrons out, and so let's talk about what he's got there. So we haven't rolled for a scenario or anything like that. We'll go ahead and roll for one. But he has 10 warriors, 5 death marks, 5 immortals with Tesla carbines, 1 overlord with a Semper Tempic weave, the 2+ armor save effectively, and a war scythe, and then I give him an orb as well. So he gets his will be backs on a 4+, I guess the reanimation protocol, sorry, on a 4+, and he has a strength 7, ignores armor save weapon, or +2 strength, he's strength 5 base anyway. 4 wraiths, canoptic wraiths, 1 with the whip coils, and then an annihilation barge. The Space Marine Force has a land speeder Typhoon, so a heavy bolter Typhoon missile launcher, 5 Stern Guard guys, just bare bones, they're just regular Stern Guard. They're led by my HQ is the upgraded version of the Tech Marine, the Master of the Forge, sorry, and he has a servo harness. Then there is a tactical squad that I've split into combat squads. The one half has a sergeant with a power fist and a storm bolter. He's a veteran with a melta gun. And then the other side has a multi-melta. And then they have a razorback with a las cannon. And I'm using salamander chapter tactics, just for instance. Okay, so the first thing we do when we've already got the forces, Tom. We've already got the forces. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to say roll a die for what scenarios we are. We're going to just use the six Eternal War scenarios that are in the rulebook. So go ahead and roll a die. Let's see which one we get.
All right.
So you rolled a 3. A 3 is now I want to say it's the Scouring, but I could be wrong. So we're going to check the rulebook, make sure we are right. All right. It was in fact the Scouring, which is 6 objectives. So we'll take turns placing. We'll roll a die to see who gets to place the first one. All objectives have to be played at least 12 inches away from each other and at least 6 inches from the table edge. Now, what's important about these objectives is once we've deployed forces and right before whoever is going second attempts to seize the initiative, which I'll explain in a second, we'll roll to see what each of these objectives is because they're worth different values. 1 will be worth 4, 2 will be worth 3, 2 will be worth 2, and 1 will be worth 1. And we don't find out until after everything has been played and everything's been deployed. So now at this point, the important thing is if we had any psychic characters, any psychers, we would roll for whatever abilities they have, but we don't, so we don't need to worry about that. So instead we'll roll for our warlord traits regularly. In this game, just for simplicity's sake and for the sake of getting the game done and teaching you basic mechanics, we're going to leave that out. And then we'll talk about that when we do like a segment about setup, for instance. So we're not going to worry about that. We're going to go ahead and roll for who places one of these objectives first. So I rolled a 3, you rolled a 2, so I'll place one first, and then we'll come back. Now, when we do that said setup segment, I'll talk about the tactics of deploying it. Like I said, this video is going to be very much just an overview of how to play the game. So if anybody has kind of questions about, is wondering why I didn't teach him tactics, it will be because we're doing it in a future segment. All right, so we played the objectives. We got one over here. This was my first one. Tom answered by playing one there. It's 15-inch difference. I came about 13 this way. He played one way over there behind this pillar, right there. I answered with this one, kind of connecting the two, giving one in between, and then he just decided to bring it all together. So we have kind of 4 in the center and 1 off of each edge a little bit. Go ahead and roll to see what kind of deployment zone we've got, or what kind of deployment. Yeah, that is a deployment zone. A 3. So a 3 on that is what I like to call hamburger. There's hot dog, hamburger, and then silliness. Anyway, it's now that I've said it, I'm forgetting what it's called. It's called it's a 24-inch deployment zone on each side, with the short ends of the table being your edge or whatnot. And it's called the I can't remember what it's called. It doesn't matter. People on the internet know what I'm talking about, and I'll tell you how to do it the right way, even if I don't remember the name. So anyway, there will be one deployment zone here and one on the other side. Now at this point we roll to see who goes first, or who deploys first, I should say, and whoever deploys first gets the choice of whether or not they go first.
Okay.
Or their choice, they get to choose whether or not they want. So I rolled a 2, you rolled a 5, so you can choose to deploy first, which gives you a 5 in 6 chance of going first, or you can choose to have me deploy first, in which case I have that choice.
I will deploy first.
Okay, so he's going to deploy first. Like I said, he has from this table, or from not this table edge, he gets to choose. It could be that table edge or this table edge. He chooses, and he has 24 inches up in which to deploy his units, and then I'll deploy in the opposite. So he's going to choose this one. So we'll draw a line and he'll deploy his units. We'll go from them. So off camera, I was telling him a little bit overview of what his units were, and I just realized I might as well tell everybody. There's no reason not to give him a quick overview of what I'm trying to say. All of his units, all of his shooting is 24 inches or less. So first thing is these Tesla, the Immortals with the Tesla, they have 1 shot apiece, an Assault 1 Tesla weapon. It's Strength 5, so against my Toughness 4 stuff, it's going to need 3s to wound. And they have this special rule Tesla, which means any hit roll of a 6 produces 2 extra hits. And their Assault meaning that they can shoot and then charge afterwards. Both of these other units, the Death Marks and the Warriors, have rapid fire weapons, meaning they cannot charge if they shoot, but if they are within half their distance, they get 2 shots instead of 1 shot per guy. These guys are also troops, so they have what's called the objective secured rule, which means that if they're within 3 inches of an objective and one of my other units that does not have objective secured, which would be 1, 2, 3, those units, then they get to hold they would hold the objective over those other 3 units, versus these 3 units, which are the same troop choice, having been combat squatted, and their dedicated transport do have that rule. Death Marks have the sniper rule, so they can, on any hit roll of a 6, they get to choose where their wound will go, the wound roll will go, and then if they roll a wound that starting with that guy, or whatever guy they picked, that guy has to make the save. If it is a character, for instance, the character will still get to use the lookout rule, though. Also, if they roll to 6 to wound, it will be what's called an AP2 hit. That basically it ignores their armor save. They got some sort of chink in the guy's armor. And they also always wound on a 4+, which will not matter because I don't have anything that's higher than Toughness 4. So it's going to be the same as if they were the same as if these guys with their Goss weapons. Okay. You have 4 Wraiths. The Wraiths are a fast unit. They move 12 inches. I think they might be jump infantry. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember exactly what unit type they are, but they move 12 inches. They ignore all difficult and dangerous terrain rolls, so they're never slowed by terrain. They never might take damage from it. They have 3 attacks base, so when they charge in, they'll get 4. They have 2 wounds apiece, and they have a 3+ invulnerable save. So rather than just a regular armor save, they also have invulns. And they also have rending in close combat. This guy specifically, this model, if he's in base contact during the initiative step in which his opponents strike in close combat, he makes all of them initiative 1. I'm sorry, if he's in base contact at the beginning of the fight, they swing at initiative 1. That's the right way to say that, because these whip coils tangle them up.
Gotcha.
So this is kind of your close combat unit. Finally, you have an Annihilation Barge. The Annihilation Barge is a skimmer, meaning that it can move 6 inches and act and shoot as if it had not moved. It also has a special rule called Jink. So anytime that anybody says, okay, I'm going to shoot at them, you can choose to Jink, which gives you a 4+ cover save. But it makes it so that you have to snap shoot, meaning that a snap shooting is you can only hit on rolls of a 6. Ballistic skill 1 might be only rolls of 6. I don't remember what the exact wording is now. But he has 2 weapons. He has a mounted weapon underneath, which only has a 45-degree arc in the front. So it depends on the facing of how your vehicle is faced, where his arc of fire will be there. Okay. And it shoots 2 shots at strength 6 and has Tesla, meaning that, again...
So the placement of the model itself.
Yes, the facing, the facing, we call it a facing.
Okay.
So a vehicle has, you draw an X through vehicles. And if you draw the X through the vehicle, this is a front, side, and rear arc. And they have different armor facings depending on it. Now, they could. In this case, these guys all have facing 11, so it's 11 front, 11 side, and 11 rear, which means that at the strength of you'll add the strength of the weapon plus a d6 to most of the time to see whether or not you equal or exceed the armor of the vehicle, and that will tell you whether or not you do damage to the vehicle. Okay. So the vast majority of my weapons are bolters, which are only strength 4. So a strength 4 plus a d6 is a maximum of 10. So I can't even hurt this thing with my vehicle, with my regular weapons. But I do have weapons like melt-a-guns, and a melt-a-gun and a multi-melta, and then there's missile launchers here on that guy, and a las cannon, all of which have higher strength. These are strength 8, and this is strength 9, and so they're more likely to do damage.
Okay.
Now, what's nice about your vehicle is it has what's called quantum shielding. So until it takes a penetrating hit, which is a hit that exceeds its armor value, I'll have to roll against it as if it had armor 13, not armor 11. So it's much harder to hit. But like I said, the facing matters. So if, for instance, I'm shooting you in the side, and shooting you from this angle, it'd be the side versus the front. Now, what you never want to do is you never want to have the rear arc open to me, because your quantum shielding doesn't work in the rear armor.
Okay.
Finally, going back to his other weapon armament. He has this top-mounted weapon, which has at least 180-degree arc, so it can swivel all the way around like this. That weapon is 4 shots, strength 7, twin-linked. With twin-linked means the first roll, you roll, and if you roll any misses, you get to re-roll. And same thing, like this guy right here, his weapons are twin-linked. But anyhow, it's also Tesla, so any rolls of a 6, either on the initial roll or with the re-roll, if you had missed initially, will produce an extra 2 hits. So he can, depending on whether or not he rolls 6s, he can really multiply the amount of hits he does, which is really nasty. And his weapon, which is strength 7, would be against this tank. This tank has a front and side armor 11 and a rear armor 10. But it doesn't have any quantum shielding or anything cool like that. It just, if you hit it, you'll need force to what's called glance it, and 5s or 6s to penetrate it. A glancing hit will take off what's called a hull point. And in the case of this vehicle, it has 3 hull points. I'm pretty sure Annihilation Barges have 3, and there's 2 on this land speeder. I could be wrong about that. It might have 2, but we're not going to worry about it for the sake of this game. Once the hull points number has been reached, the vehicle is destroyed. If you roll a penetrating hit, you take off a hull point, you give it a hull point damage, and you have some sort of other effect. A 1 through 3 on the die roll is what's called shaken, meaning that the vehicle has to shoot snapshots the following round. If you roll a 4, it's stunned, meaning it cannot move, and it also shoots snapshots. A 5 will destroy a weapon. In this case, I only have 1 weapon. You have 2 weapons, so a 1, 2, 3 might destroy the undermounted weapon, a 4, 5, 6 the top weapon, and then finally a 6 will immobilize it. If you have a weapon that has a value of AP 2 or AP 1, AP is armor piercing. So all weapons have a strength value, a range, a strength value, and a AP value. If your AP value is equal to or less than the armor value of what you're attacking, the armor not of the tank, but the saving throw armor, they don't get an armor save. Now, against vehicles, what it does is an AP2 weapon adds 1 to your die roll, and an AP1 weapon adds 2 to your die roll. So this is a strength 9 AP2 weapon. So when it rolls to hit you, against, let's say it was shooting at you, it would need a 4 because you have, it's 9 plus a die roll, so it could be up to 15 total, and your armor is 13 with your quantum shielding. So if I roll a 4, it'll glance you, and a 5 or a 6 will penetrate you. And then when I roll, if I do penetrate you, I'll roll a die, and whatever I roll, it will be +1 to the damage value. And then these Melta weapons are a little bit different. This guy and this guy have Melta. If they're within half the distance of whatever the range is, the range 12 on this guy, range 24 on this guy, they'll roll 2 dice for penetration rather than 1. So it would be strength 8 plus 2 dice.
Okay. Well, let's get to...
Yeah, let's go ahead and deploy. So as far as deployment goes, what you're wanting to do is you want the name of the game is objectives. There are 3 secondary objectives that every game has. One of them is called First Blood, which is the first unit that if you completely destroy an opponent's one of any unit. So it would be a unit is a whatever group, infantry or vehicle. So this is a unit. These 5 guys are a unit. Those 5 guys are a unit. These 5 guys are a unit. This guy is what's called an independent character. He's his own separate unit that can join other units. And then that guy would be a unit. So the same thing here, unit, 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 and then he's an independent character. So he's a unit himself, or he can join other units.
Okay.
And then be protected by them. So there's First Blood. Then there's Line Breaker, which means if you have a unit, the majority of a unit, so number of models, so let's say these 10 guys, you'd need at least 6 of them to be within my deployment zone. You get what's called Line Breaker, which gives you one point, and that's at the end of the game. And then finally, there's Slay the Warlord. In this case, there's only this is your warlord, this is my warlord. If he's slain, he's worth 1 victory point.
Okay.
And then each objective you hold is worth whatever number the objective is once we roll to see what they are.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to go ahead and deploy. And keep in mind, one thing that we haven't talked about, you get to pre-measure everything. So you're marking your 24-inch deployment zone, but wherever you play your guys, and this is something that I'll get to do because I'm going to deploy second, I can check the range on all of your stuff and kind of try to move and try to deploy myself either in or out of range depending on where I want to be. So we'll go ahead and he'll deploy, I'll deploy, we'll come back and talk. Real quick, while Tom's deploying, I'm going to go ahead and explain that my Razorback has a transport capacity, meaning that I can fit 6 models inside of it. And then if they're able to be protected and move inside it, and then if they need to, they can get out, or if they're forced out if the vehicle is destroyed. So it is a dedicated transport of this tactical squad. So I have to deploy either the tactical squad in it, or if I wanted to choose to say deploy a different unit, aka the Stern Guard, I would have to deploy them outside the unit and then put them in starting the beginning of turn 1, my turn 1 for the movement phase, which limits how fast the vehicle can move. So I'm just going to deploy this half of the combat squad inside it, and the rest of my guys will deploy on the table. One other thing that I didn't talk about, which we'll talk about in movement, but also matters for deployment, is each unit has to be deployed, which in what's called coherency. Coherency is meaning that at least one model in the unit has to be within 2 inches of every other model in the unit. So, for instance, all of these guys would be in coherency, even though these guys are not. If this guy, for instance, were to be killed, then during your next movement phase, you would have to move in such a way that you would be in coherency again. Another important thing about that is where you deploy certain special weapons, because all shooting casualties, all casualties in front are taken from what's closest to your opponent. So he has his whip coil guy, and he's already doing it here, and this is the edge of his deployment zone here. But he has his whip coil guy, and the whip coil guy has special equipment. The rest of the guys are all the same, but he has special equipment, and so he's putting them behind 2 of these other guys here, so that if I were to shoot this unit a bunch, these 2 guys would die first before he would lose his whip coil guy. It's a give and take for the whip coil specifically, because if the whip coil is not in base-to-base contact, he doesn't it doesn't actually get the effect of the whip twirls. But hopefully he'll be able to adjust that when he moves, and these guys' wraiths do have 12-inch movement, so they should have enough to move it as needed. Tom just brought us up off camera. These guys are multi-leveled. Now, they made it very simple in 7th edition. Your coherency, your coherency can be either 6, I think it's 6, maybe it's 3. It's either 3 or 6 up and down, or 2 across. So these guys are still in coherency even if they're on a different level. Alright, so Tom's still in the middle of his deployment, but he's trying to decide where he's going to deploy his Lord. Now his Overlord is what specifically, the guy he's holding down in his hand there, is an independent character. Now independent characters, if deployed with or within 2 inches at the end of the movement phase of a unit, automatically join that unit. So he can put them in basically any one of these units, except for obviously he can't join his Annihilation Barge over there. It's a vehicle. But he can join the Immortals on the end here, or the Warriors, or his Death Marks, or his Wraiths. Now the way the Lord is decent in close combat, because we gave him a War Scythe, and he also has a 2+ armor save. But more importantly, he has the armor save and a Resurrection Orb. So what he's good at doing is actually tanking some wounds and making another unit more effective. So he probably wants to add him to a unit to protect that unit. Now, like I was saying before, you always take casualties from the front back. So what he wants to do is he wants to probably, if he's going to join the Warrior Squad, if you're joining the Warrior Squad, Tom, you want to put him in the front, because he has a 2+ save, meaning that any wounds that I do to that unit on a roll of a 2+ or higher, he doesn't take a wound. And if there's something that I shoot at it that has that has AP2, which I do have a couple weapons that do, you can do what's called Lookout Sir, because he's an independent character. That means that on a roll of a 2+, one of these other guys jumps in the way, or effectively the closest model to him takes the wound instead. So the next guy in the row would be like, oh, I don't get a save, but it's okay, I'm just a regular guy. And the other nice thing is, because this guy has what's called a Resurrection Orb, these guys, all Necrons have a special rule called Reanimation Protocols. And I say all, and what I mean is most of them. The Wraiths don't, and your Annihilation Barge doesn't. But the regular Trooper guys do. And that means that at the end of a phase, as long as the unit that they're part of hasn't been completely destroyed or fallen back, which I'll explain in a minute what fallen back is, you roll, you put all of them on the side or whatever, and you roll, and for every 5+, that guy gets back up and rejoins the unit in coherency within basically anywhere in coherency around the unit. His Resurrection Orb makes that roll a 4+ instead. So anybody in this unit basically will get back up on a 4+. So, is that your deployment?
Yeah.
Okay. So Tom is deployed basically across his deployment zone. He's got the Annihilation Barge over there, then his Wraiths, then he's put his Death Marks in here. His Warriors are here with his Lord in front, and then the Immortals there on the end. So I'll deploy opposite from him, and we'll come back. Alright, I've chosen to deploy very centrally here. His guys are all spread out. Now, there's a couple, when we talk about strategy deployment later, I'll talk about the different things that I could do. What I've chosen to do here is be able to react to whichever side when he moves forward. I wanted this guy, this multi-melta, who has he's a heavy weapon, so that means that if he moves, he only can snap shoot. So I want him to try to be as close to centrally located as possible. Plus, he's a troop choice, so they are within 3 inches of this thing. They're getting some cover saves from some of this. So, shooting through this, the guy's going to be somewhat obscured, so that guy will get a cover save. Some of these guys are partially behind. Most of his weaponry is AP. I think all of his weaponry, except for the possibility of those Death Marks shooting, or the close combat of those guys, and the Lord, I'm going to get armor saves against. So I don't really need the cover, but it's always nice to play as if you do need it. And when we come to a segment that I decided to talk about that, I will. This guy I tried to play a little bit behind. Maybe he's going to get some cover from this. I don't know exactly what Tom Riddle's line of sight looks like, but we'll talk about that when Tom comes to shooting. We'll see how that goes. I placed my Master of the Forge out front to cover my stern guard, so he's going to be the closest model, so he'll take wounds first with his 2+ save, and hopefully tank for them. And they're pretty decent shooting, so I'm like that. And then I placed my Razorback just kind of here in the center. It's kind of a bid to see if I can get that Annihilation Barge to just come up and come out in the open. I did not actually pre-check range. When I go to the deployment segment where we talk about stuff, one thing I could do is if that guy is at least over 30 inches out from my Razorback, he'll only get to snap shoot against my Razorback. Like I said, I want to give an overview of the game to Tom and kind of give him and make sure that he gets at least a base of everything. So I'm not worrying too much about it. All right, so there's three other things we're going to do before the game begins. One, either one of us can choose to say, I would like it to be night fight. And if either one of us does, then on a roll of a 4+, the stealth rule is in effect for everybody. And the stealth rule basically means you add +1 to your cover save. So Tom, hearing that, would you like to have the stealth rule in effect? Would you like to try and have night fight on the turn 1?
No.
Okay, so you're not going to roll for it. I don't really care. I have pretty good armor saves. Just being pretty good at this game. He may be out 30 inches on that guy. I don't know exactly. We'll see what happens. It's going to be close. So I'm not terribly worried about it. So I'm going to go ahead and say no. I don't really want night fight either. So we have no night fight. Now, right before we seize the initiative, we're going to roll to see what all these objectives are. So the first thing we'll roll for is the 4. So Tom Riddle, go ahead and roll a d6. And if you roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's where the number 4 will be. 1, I said 2 there, 3, 4. So this is the 4. Now let's do the same thing for the 1. Same thing, but you're re-rolling. This becomes the 5 now. You re-roll 6, or re-roll 4s. Sorry, re-roll 4s. So 1, 2. So this is, or was that the 2?
2.
Okay. So that's worth 1 victory point. Okay. Now one of the 3s. 1, 2. That's a 3. Okay. And, there's a die right in front of you. So now it's a D3 instead. We're doing the other 3. So it would be the 3 over here now. And now a D2. So 1, 2, 3 for that one to be. Well, they're both 2s. I'm sorry. We don't need to roll anymore. Okay. So those are both 2s. So now we know where the objectives are for point value. So currently I have a 4 and a 2 and a 3, and you've got, well, you're too far out, but you have the 3s close by. So that kind of gives you a look-see as to how you would need to move. This becomes important against certain armies because let's say that if it was like I was a Tau army and I was just going to stand here and shoot you. Tau are very shooty-oriented army. It could be to my advantage to have these objectives here. I wouldn't ever have to come out and fight you. But let's say that I had ended up getting the 1 over here, and you had the 4 over there, over here, something like that. Then I would have to actually bring guys out to get those objectives, or else maybe you would be able to just sit on objectives and win the game based on that. Anyhow, the last thing we're doing is we're going to roll to seize the initiative. If I roll a 6, I seize the initiative against you. I do not. I rolled a 3. So it will be Tom's turn 1. Go ahead and go, Tom. All right, so it's going to be Tom Riddle's first movement phase. Now he has a couple different things. Move a couple different ways. These guys are beasts or cavalry, so they have a movement of 12. And like I said, they ignore difficult and dangerous terrain, so they're never slowed by it. So when you go to measure a basic model, you always try and measure from the front, whatever your movement is, from the front of the base, and then end up with the front of the base right at the end there. Standardly in Warhammer 40,000, you get either most infantry and stuff moves 6 inches, and 6 inches or other things can move up to 12 inches. That's basically, it's either 6 or 12. A couple exceptions to that is anything that's in like a difficult terrain situation where these guys are split onto multiple levels. They could do a difficult terrain roll, which is 2 dice, and then they pick the highest, and that's how far they'll move. So they could move anywhere from 1 to 6. Vehicles have the choice. They can either move 0, 6, or 12, up to 12. Anything from 0 to 6 is called Combat speed, anything from 6 to 12 is cruising speed. But a skimmer, if a skimmer moves anything 6 or less, they're considered to be still have moved. They're still moving the combat speed, but they for shooting purposes are only count as moving, they count as stationary. So their weapons can shoot normally, because regularly a vehicle can only fire any vehicle that moves from 6 inches or less combat speed can only fire one weapon normally, and then has to snap shoot all other weapons. And if they were to move cruising speed, which is over 6 inches up to 12 inches, they have to snap fire all their weapons. But a skimmer gets the benefit of, if it moves 6 or less, it counts as being stationary for firing, and if it were to move over 6, it still gets to fire one weapon regularly, I believe. I'll double check on that. If it were a fast skimmer, then it can move, a fast vehicle, it can move over 6 and still fire one weapon normally. And if it's a fast skimmer, I believe it can fire 2 weapons normally. So, Tom's going to go ahead and move all of his guys, and we'll come right back. Alright, a quick correction. I was looking at the rule book. Skimmers don't actually get a benefit from moving and not any kind of benefit for shooting. It's only fast vehicles, and the way it works is a fast vehicle that moves at combat speed can fire all of their weapons, so that would be 6 or less, and anybody who moves at cruising speed, so 6 or more up to 12, can fire 2 weapons at full ballistic skill. All other weapons have to snap shoot. So this guy still counts as a regular vehicle even though he's a skimmer, so if he moves 6 or less, he can fire. If he stays stationary, he can shoot both his weapons at regular ballistic skill. If he moves 6 or less, he can fire one of them, and the other will snap shoot. If he moves over 6 up to 12, both of them will snap shoot. So, we'll come back after doing that. And that, by the way, if you guys are watching this right after you watch my bat rep, I totally cheated. Totally cheated. Poor Paul on that. All right, so you moved. Let's talk about where you moved. This guy scooted around, and I've already actually pre-measured off of camera, and pre-measure, of course, is allowed at any time. He's just like barely. He can hit my. He's within like an inch. It's 24 to like right about there. So it was a good call, and he could have pre-measured at any time. For instance, knowing, let's say that he was to move 6 inches and finds that he's out of range, he could have in fact moved more. Would have had to snap shoot, but at least would have put himself in range to shoot this tank if that's what his target was. He could, of course, shoot at something else. These guys moved up over here a little bit. I don't know, did you move your full 12 inches? Or?
I did.
Okay, so they moved all the way up, full 12 inches. They're trying to get closer. They're going to be out of charge distance. I already pre-measured. They're about 12 to right there. So they can't even attempt to charge, so they may do what's called running, which I'll explain here in just a minute. These guys off camera rolled a 4 and a 2 or something. The high number was a 4, so they moved forward 4 inches. And one thing that's nice about them is that they are a rapid fire sniper. Most sniper weapons are like a heavy weapon. They have a longer range. These guys have a shorter range, only 24 inches, but they can still move and shoot 24 inches. Just came down the steps with the warriors and the overlord, and then came through that structure there with the immortals. So we're up to shooting phase. So, like I said, most all of your weapons have a 24-inch range, so you get to pre-measure before you try and target stuff. If a guy is not in range to shoot, you have the option with all of these, with basically everything, even this guy, to do what's called running or going flat out in his case.
Okay.
Now, a run is a 1d6 roll, and whatever the result is, that's how much further forward you go.
Okay.
So you could do that instead of in lieu of shooting. Now, tactically, a real quick tactical one is if you do that, it might actually put you in range of me moving and then being able to shoot more effectively against you. So that might be something you would take into account based on pre-measuring and whatnot. So you just measured. It looks like these guys probably have 24 inches to, or within range of a couple of these guys. Now here's an important thing about taking casualties and shooting. You can only kill what what you're in range of. So, let's say that, for instance, this unit right here is this warrior unit is going to shoot me, and that's about 20, 21. Here we're gonna. Sorry, I can't. Okay, so he's got it pre-measured out. Now he's measuring, what he wants to do is it's actually 24 inches. You actually want to measure from the front, it's the same way as with movement, from the front of the base of the model to whatever target unit. So every one of the guys in this tactical squad is within range of his closest guy, which is just fine. So all of them will get to shoot. But you do want to measure also your furthest back guys to see if they're within range of any of my guys to be able to actually shoot. And from the front of their base to the front of mine, keep going out a little bit so that it looks like that back fellow right there is actually out of range. Check this other guy over here, right next to him. And these are things that you get, yeah, he's within range. So you just get used to doing this when you're actually doing it on the fly and playing in a game or whatever. Sorry about that, I got 2 sets of batteries that were low battery, had to change it out. So, as we were saying, he's got 9 guys in range to fire at these tactical Marines if he wishes with that unit. Another thing that's important is line of sight. If guys are out of line of sight of regular shooting weapons, they can't take wounds, and if your guy cannot see any of the target unit that you're shooting with the rest of your unit, he cannot shoot. So that's important to get down and have a model's eye view. So it's maybe a little hard to tell with the small camera, but this guy can definitely see the tactical Marines, which was what he was measuring earlier. This guy right here can see one of them over there on the edge. It's a little hard to tell. This guy, again, can see one on the edge. That guy can as well, and so can this guy. So these death marks can, in fact, at least see one guy in the unit, so they can shoot at it, but it's possible, yeah, it looks like to me that this closest guy here in the corner right there, that guy cannot be seen by any of the death marks. So if the death marks were to shoot at me, and they were to say kill 4 guys, if they have range to all of them, this guy could not be taken as a casualty because he's out of sight. Now there's exceptions to that, blast weapons and some other things, but we don't need to really go into that right now. So, what are you going to shoot with? Now that we kind of gotten an idea of some of the basic rules of shooting.
I'm going to shoot with the snipers.
The snipers. Okay, so the death marks. So you have 5 death marks. Now go ahead and check your range again, just to see where we're at as far as check your closest guy. So your closest guy has 24 inches, which will get you to just short of this guy. So this guy can't be seen. That guy's out of range. So 3 guys are targetable.
Okay.
Now check this back guy to see if he has range at all. If he's got range to the closest model. Yes, he does. Now, we're doing a little bit of extrapolation based on the levels of terrain here and stuff like that, but close enough that he can shoot, and it's a friendly game. I'm not terribly worried about it. So, you have 4 guys who can shoot. Oh, let's not use that die because we're trying to keep track of those, so grab some dice off the table over there. We've got 5 shots that can kill a possible 3 guys. Now, ballistic skill. Whatever the ballistic skill of your guy is what their target number needs to be to hit. And it's an equation of 7. So if you take your ballistic skill and subtract it from 7, that's the target number you need. So their ballistic skill 4. So what do you think they need to hit?
3s?
3s. You are correct. That's how the equation works. Now the only exception to that is a 1 will always fail and a 6 will always hit.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll 5 dice. You need 3s. So 5 hits. Nice roll. Now, you didn't roll any 6s. That was the important thing with the snipers. If you'd rolled a 6, you could have chosen where the shot was going to go.
Okay.
But no 6s, so they're all going to just hit starting with the front guy.
Okay.
Now go ahead and roll the wound. You're a sniper. You have a sniper roll, so you always wound on a 4+. So 4+, and 6s will be cover saves. This guy is a cocked die. Now before you move, let's talk about how we do cocked dice.
Okay.
Some people here at the BTP will play anything cocked. Go ahead and re-roll it. The way that I like to do it is, if you can put a die on top of it, and if the die will stay that's on top of it, you can keep the roll. If the die rolls off, like you saw me just have, you re-roll it. So that would be a re-roll. So go ahead and re-roll that die, and that does cause a wound. So you have, I don't remember if that was a 4 or not.
It was a 4.
It was a 4. So there's 4 wounds right there for me. So I'll take 4 saves. Now, as you'll recall, I still only had 1 guy out of line of sight, 1 guy out of range. So only 3 guys are eligible to be taken as casualties. When I roll these armor saves, I'm now rolling armor saves, so whatever my armor save value is, I need to equal it or exceed it. So I have a 3+ armor save, so I only fail on 1s or 2s. And then Also, casualties are always taken from the closest model to the target that's shooting at me. So that thing's knocking that thing over. So from those guys, from those death marks, the closest guy is this guy. And then these guys are pretty close to equidistant. Now I'm going to roll all my armor saves together because all of them are the same. And there's no character in there that I can possibly look outs or off of. Wow, that was great. What a good roll. So I roll 2 1s and a 2, so I'm actually going to lose 3 guys, including my heavy weapon, which is awful. So those guys are all dead. Now, at the end of any phase where you lose 25% of your unit, you take what's called a morale test. And that's based off their leadership. You'll roll 2 dice, and you'll have to roll equal to or under their leadership, or else they run away. Their leadership is 8. They've lost 25%. So what he's going to try to do is he's going to try to kill the rest of my unit off, actually. So you're going to need to check range because some of the closest models were gone.
Yeah.
So check from your furthest back guy, actually.
Furthest back
The
guy.
ones that are furthest back are the ones you get to check. So he's out of range. So check the guy next to him. That guy was probably. Are you on the front of your base?
I skipped those 2 and went to the.
Yeah, he's probably in range. So it looks like check the one behind him there. That guy's probably out of range. So it looks like you've got about three out of range. No, I think this guy actually had range.
This guy had range.
So yeah, that guy maybe doesn't. You might want to check him.
I think he was big.
Oh yeah, he's out. He's out. So you've got 4 guys out, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, and I don't know what 6 guy. Yeah, the 6th guy is in probably. So go ahead and roll 6 dice because their weapon has 24-inch range, and
Okay.
and then
I'll do a couple more.
okay. So it's going to be the same equation again. They have ballistic skill 4. Now, rather than them being sniper weapons where they always wound on a 4+, these guys have a weapon. These guys have strength 4. So you're going to compare it to a person's toughness. The toughness of my guys is 4. So if the roll is equal, if your strength is equal to the toughness, you need a 4+ roll. So it's 50% chance to wound. If, for instance, your weapon was 1 higher strength, or my toughness was 1 higher, you need 1 higher either way. So if your strength was 3, for instance, and my toughness is 4, you would need a 5. But if your strength was 5 and my toughness is 4, you would need a 3. The equation, and that's how that equation works. Then it goes one step higher. If your step is, let's say that your strength was 6 and my toughness is 4, you would need 2s. Or vice versa, if your strength was 3 and my toughness was 5, again, an equation of 2, you would need 6s to wound me. And then it goes, if as long as your strength is 2 higher than the others, you're always going to wound them on 2s. 1s will always fail to wound. And if my toughness is double your strength.
This is too many numbers.
All right, it's too many numbers. Tom's having a hard time. Go ahead and roll. You need 4s. 2 wounds.
Okay.
So 2 armor saves. I again fail 1 of them. So this closest guy will die. I'm down to one guy alone. He stands alone. All right, next unit.
Okay. And then this is the. So I guess I can shoot with him, right?
You can shoot with him.
So
Yep.
45-degree angle. I didn't quite get him.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're probably fine on the 45 if you wanted to say shoot at this tank. I assume
Yeah.
that's what you want to shoot at.
Yeah. That's what,
Okay, so you moved 6 inches. So the weapon, the underslung weapon, which is the weaker of the 2 weapons, that's the one you'll want to make snap fire.
Okay.
So it'll only hit me on 6s. But the nice thing about Necron Tesla weapons is that a roll of a 6, which will hit me, also produces a two free hits. So if you actually roll it's 2 shots, strength 6.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll those. If you roll a 6, which
Nope.
you didn't, you would have produced 2 extra shots. No big deal. Now the main weapon, which is strength 7, 4 shots, and it's also twin linked, which means you get to re-roll. And this guy has ballistic skill 4. Basically your whole army has ballistic skill 4. So 1 6 and 1 hit. Go ahead and re-roll those 2 1s because it's a twin linked weapon. So 1 will stay a miss, that 2, but the 4 will hit. And then because you rolled a 6, you get to put 2 extra dice in. So put that die in and get 1 more die. And those are the number of hits you've caused.
okay.
Now, your strength is 7, and my armor is 11. So you need to get a 4 to glance me, and a 5 to penetrate me. So that's a cocked die, probably. Yep. So go ahead and re-roll that one.
Okay.
So it glances me, and that was an extra die, but
Was this one good?
yeah, that was a 4. So that's
Okay.
2 glances and a pin. So then what you're going to do is you're going to check for cover saves. My vehicle
if it were obscured from the fire by 25% or more, for me personally, the way that I go pretty lenient on this rule with my opponents, because a lot of times they mean to, even if it's not exactly 25%, and you just, are you gonna get your protractor out and really measure?
Are you gonna really argue with somebody about that? No, just give him a cover save. But in this case, this guy doesn't get any kind of cover save. He's wide open. So it's just gonna do 2 glancing hits and 1 penetrating hit. So go ahead and roll what the penetrating hit is. It doesn't really matter in this case because you cannot blow my vehicle up. So it's not gonna do anything to the occupants, and my vehicle will be destroyed either way because a penetrating hit causes it causes a hull point loss and an additional effect. Okay. And then there's also 2 other hull points that you've taken off for its total hull points of 3.
So what am I rolling for?
You're rolling to see what the penetrating hit will do to the vehicle. Okay. It does a 1, which would shake the vehicle. Normally, if my vehicle were still alive, that means that on the following turn it would have to snap shoot its weapon. It doesn't matter because the vehicle has been destroyed. But because you did penetrate me, my passengers have to roll a leadership check, which is the same thing as a morale check. It's similar to a morale check. It's based on your leadership. And if I roll equal to or under, my guys can act normally. If I fail it, then they have to snap shoot because the vehicle was damaged.
Okay.
So here's their roll for that. They rolled a 12. That's lovely. So they are snap shooting. Also, anytime that a vehicle is destroyed and passengers have to get out, unless they are fearless, they have to roll what's called a pinning check, meaning that they were pinned down because enemy fire made them hunker down. So it's it's based on their leadership check. So 9 or under. I'm not rolling there again. That's terrible. So they are pinned and snap shooting. A pinned unit will snap shoot normally, so it doesn't matter whether one way or the other if I hadn't gotten the other effect. But I'm going to go ahead and indicate that my vehicle has been destroyed. I'll pull some pieces off because I've magnetized my stuff. It's fun and magnetized, yay. Then all of my passengers will have to get out of one of the hatches. They have a rear hatch and 2 side hatches on this vehicle. And they'll have to stay their bases will have to stay completely within 3 inches of one of the hatches and maintain coherency. So I'll go ahead and get them out and then we'll come right back. Okay, so they've all gotten out. They're all within 3 inches. The guy that I have laying on my side, he's on purpose laying on his side to show that the unit has been pinned. So that means a pinned unit on the following turn cannot move and always will shoot snap firing, and they cannot assault either. Effectively, they just they're hunkering down and they're just kind of shooting their shots above their head, just wildly trying to fend the enemy off. So that's what happens to them. You do have 2 units left. You have your Immortals and you have your Wraiths. Now, we already determined the Wraiths are out of charge distance. What you can do is called Run, which allows you to get closer and/or would make it so you could move up behind one of these things to get a better cover save or anything like that. You don't actually need to do that with them because their invulnerable save is better than their cover save. Basically, any cover save could be, but it might be advantageous to get you closer or further away because you don't want me to be able to charge you in return.
Could you do a cover save and a...
No, you only can ever... you can only make one kind of save, either armor, cover, or invulnerable. It's always the best of the 3 of them. And you... the only exception to that is what's called a Feel No Pain, but it's not a save. It's something different.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. Yeah. So they could run. And then that unit over there, you could check to see range. You're probably out of range, so you're probably going to want to run with them as well. You're going to go ahead and pre-measure. 24 inches ends up right about there, which is outside. Maybe would have been in range of one of these guys, but they decided to die. Also, I forgot to say, destroying this gives you first blood. So you get that victory point from having first blood because you blew up a vehicle first, or blew up a unit.
Alright, so with running these guys, what do I do to...
You roll a die, and that's the distance in inches that they move. So they did move an extra 5 inches.
Okay.
And you're still going to try and maintain coherency.
Maintain coherency.
Yeah. Did you want to run with these guys as well?
They're can they they don't have to, so they can kind of just leap over the terrain because they're not...
Yeah, they're not slowed by it.
They're not slowed by it. Yeah, then I'll run with them.
Go ahead and roll with them. 2 inches. So he's going to move them 2 inches, and those guys are there 5 inches, and we'll come back to the beginning of my turn.
One other thing I forgot to do is I still have this one lone tactical marine left. He needs to make a morale check because he lost 25% of his unit. So he passes that on a 6, so he'll act normally. He doesn't care that his 4 battle brothers were killed, or maybe he does. Maybe he's very angry and decided I need to stick around so that I can kill them. His enemies, you know, whatever. All right, my movement equation is pretty simple. I don't have a tank anymore. These guys are pinned, so they can't move. My single tactical marine moved up. I was thinking about maybe move behind this wall and hiding, but the death marks are high enough above it that they can still see him. So he's going to try and move up and use this wall to at least give him some cover for a turn or so. Try and hide out, and maybe later in the game, last ditch, go and run to an objective or something, depending on whether or not he survives. The Stern Guard and the Master of the Forge just came forward. They've got about a 5 or 6 inch charge to get these guys, but I am going to shoot first, so I may kill the closest guy off and have a longer charge. Yeah, I moved this guy over here. He came 12 inches. He's a fast skimmer, so he still gets to fire 2 of his weapons while moving up to that distance. He's going to try to either take shots at these guys or take shots at those guys, or maybe this guy. It just kind of depends on how their shooting goes. So I'm going to go with my other shooting here, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we'll start with the Stern Guard and their unit. We're going to go ahead and shoot these guys. The Master of the Forge has what's called a servo harness. It gives him a twin-linked plasma pistol and a flamer. And because I am playing salamanders, salamanders always get to re-roll their flamer wounds. So he has effectively he gets to shoot 2 weapons because of it, and he has a twin-linked plasma pistol and a twin-linked flamer. So we're going to go ahead and fire them first. Here's the flamer. This is the flamer template. It's 8 1/4 inches long, and whatever goes underneath it, you go from the edge of his base and see how many models you can place it over, and whatever you place it over, that's how many hits you get. So he can place it over 2 guys. You still have to have a line of sight, by the way. So it's lucky that this guy's tall. So if he was like really short, I wouldn't be able to hit him, but since he's tall, I can. Since I can see him. So I hit 2 guys. There's toughness 4. I'm strength 4, so it will be forced to wound, but I get to re-roll the wound if I fail to wound because of the salamander chapter tactics. Yeah. So here, and this is to see how many you hit, so I don't have to roll the hit. So I wounded once, did not wound the other, but I get to re-roll. It still rolled a 3, which is not enough. So you'll make 1 armor save. So go ahead and roll a die, and a 3+. Roll on the screen there. Make sure. So he takes a wound. So the closest model will take a wound. He has 2. Here's the plasma pistol. It needs he's ballistic skill 5, so he needs a 2 to wound you, or 2 to hit you. Sorry, and then he does need a 2 to wound you because it's a strength 7 weapon against your toughness 4. So off the table, always re-roll off the table. That's what we play. So that does wound you. It's an AP2 weapon, so you have a 3-up armor save that it destroys, but you also have a 3+ invulnerable save. So you just go ahead and roll, and on a 3+, you're okay. You're okay. Now the rest of the unit, they're going to fire, and we're going to... Do I want to try to charge here? I'm just outside 5. It's going to be 6 inch charge if I don't kill that guy. If I do kill that guy, the next closest guy is 7 through difficult terrain, which means I would have to roll on 2. You always make your charge distance on 2 dice. And that's the distance you roll, and if you're going through difficult terrain, which would be this thing, and we could call it, this is probably a level, so it'd actually be more than that, so this guy might be the closest guy. So if I kill the closest guy, it's like a 9-inch charge, instead of a, which would be the same thing as if this was not a level, it would be 7 minus 2. Questions? Do I think I can beat those guys in close combat? Yeah, I'm gonna try and beat these guys in close combat, so I'm actually not going to shoot them anymore. I'm gonna just try to charge. These guys here are going to see if they have range with their bolters to shoot those death marks. No, they don't. They're out of range, so they don't. This guy right here will go ahead and fire into... How many death marks can I see? I can see all the death marks, but the death marks... will probably get cover from my missiles, or I can shoot my missiles at this thing and try to do something to that. Okay, so I'm going to actually try and shoot at this thing. I think this thing will do more damage to me than the death marks will. The only weapon that I have that can hurt it is the missiles. The missiles have they're strength 8, there's 2 of them, against his armor 11 normally, but with quantum shielding 13.
So it's ballistic skill 4, so I'll need a 3 to hit you, and then I will need a 5 to glance you, and 6s would penetrate you. You are a skimmer. Well, a skimmer has a rule called jink. Anytime that anybody's going to shoot at you, you can decide to do what's called jinking. And once you do it once, you're doing it for the rest of the turn. It gives you a 4+ cover save, even if you're out in the open. But it means your weapons have to snap fire on the following turn. So, I'm going to shoot my 2 missiles at you. Would you like to jink? Now the consequences of this are either you snap shoot next turn, which rolls of a 6 to hit are good for you because you have Tesla weapons.
Yeah.
Or, and you're still a twin linked on this on the top weapon. Alternatively, you may just say, go ahead and do your worst.
Because
right?
it's
I need-
AP 13.
Or,
right?
no,
Or,
well, no.
yeah,
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard for me to get through your armor. I need a
Yeah.
5 or a 6 once I hit to do anything to you. And if I don't roll a 6, you're still going to be armor 13. If I roll 5s, you just take a hull point off this guy. He has. We're playing him as if he has 3 hull points. I'm not. Like I said, I don't know for sure if he has 3 or 2.
I won't jink.
You're not going to jink. Okay. So I need 3s to hit. That was a good choice. I missed. So I don't do anything. That was lovely. Okay. We're done with my shooting phase. I don't have anything else to shoot. Or I'm sorry. I'm going to do this. This Tactical Marine's going to run. He runs 5 inches, which is what I wanted. So he's going to run up here past this guy. Maybe, let's see. If he goes right here, those death marks probably can just still see him and shoot him. Yeah. I'm worried that those guys over there are going to be able to get to him. We're going to go right here. Yeah, you can't see me there. All right. So we're going to go right there with him, and then hopefully you don't have enough range or line of sight over there. You probably will, and I'll probably just die anyway. But it's an attempt. Here, these guys need a 6, I think I said, on 2 dice to charge you. You don't have any shooting or any. Regularly, if you're charging somebody and they have shooting weapons, they get to do what's called Overwatch, which is they're basically going to snap fire all their weapons at you, trying to do damage to you. But Wraiths don't have any, so I'm going to just try to charge you here. That's cocked. This is awful. Okay, good. That would have been awful. I'd rolled a 2, and then I had to re-roll that 6, which is what I needed. So it could have been a 1, 2, or 3, which would mean I failed my charge. If I fail my charge, I just stand still and I don't do anything. I got an 8, so I'm going to move. First thing I do is I always move my closest model to your closest model in the shortest distance possible. So he goes and faces up with that guy. Then everybody else moves the maximum distance, so I had to switch cameras. So everybody else is going to move the maximum distance, 8 inches in this case, towards you, trying to base. There's a set of criteria. First, they're going to try to base an unbased model while maintaining coherency. Second, they'll try to base a model who's already based, and finally, if they can't do that, then they'll just try to get as close as they possibly can to the rest of the unit maintaining coherency. So, with an 8, this guy's not going to quite base on that guy. He can't reach anybody else, so he's just going to kind of come up here, and this guy will do the same. They're all going to come up here like that. Now, at initiative, now we go through the initiative steps, and I have 4 guys here that are initiative 4. You have 4 guys that are initiative 2, and I have this guy who has an initiative 1 weapon. So my 4 guys with their initiative 2, or 4, sorry, will strike first. At your initiative step, sorry. Oh yeah, that guy. My bad. One more. At initiative 4, at your initiative step, you'll make a pile-in move. And a pile-in move is a 3-inch move that's exactly the same as your initial move. So you'll try to first base an unbased model. So that guy will base that guy. Then you'll try to base models who are already based. So in this case, since he can't reach he can't reach anybody else, he'll base on this guy. This is where models that you've made look cool and posable are kind of a pain in the butt. And then finally, if they can't, they'll just pile in as close as they can get. So anybody who's within 2 inches of a guy who's based. So this guy's based, that guy's based, and that guy's based. These 3 are not, but they're all within 2 inches, get to strike. So all 5 of these guys get to strike. Now, on their profile, they have 2 attacks base, and because they charged, they get an extra die. So so I have 5 guys, they get 3 attacks apiece for 15 attacks. Now,
now they're going to use their weapon skill against you because they're striking in close combat. Now, weapon skill you compare to your opponent's weapon skill, and that tells you what you need to roll. If your weapon skills are equal, you need a 4. If your weapon skill is higher, you need a 3. If your weapon skill is lower, you need a 4 unless the opponent has a weapon skill that's a double +1. Effectively, you're pretty much always going to either need 4s or 3s. In this case, our weapon skill is the same. They're both 4s, so I need 4s to hit you. So I roll. This guy's cocked. So I re-roll it. A 3 doesn't hit. So I'm going to pull out all my misses. That was pretty good. Pretty good hits. Okay. My strength is 4, and your toughness is 4. And this is the strength of the guy, or the strength of their close combat weapon that you're comparing to your toughness. But I'm just basically punching you and hitting you with my bolt guns here, or my combat knives, or whatever. So I need 4. So I wound you 4 times.
Okay.
So you'll roll those 4 dice, and on a 3+, you save. This is your armor save or your invulnerable save, both of which are the same. So you rolled a 2 and a 1. Now you can choose where in taking wounds, you always, again, have to take wounds from the closest model. But you can choose which closest model you want. This guy's already taken a wound. This guy is another one who's closest. It doesn't really matter for this situation, but it can in other situations. You always have to take the wounds on the same model once you start taking them on them until that model is destroyed. So you lose 2 wounds, so effectively you're either going to take a wound here, and that guy will die, and then you'll take a wound there, or you take 2 wounds here. My suggestion is actually to take 2 wounds on this guy and let him die, because this guy right here already has a wound on him. I mean, it's pretty much 6s, but what's going to happen is at initiative 1, this guy gets to strike, and he has a weapon that is double your toughness. And a weapon that's double your toughness will do what's called instant death, which will kill all of the wounds that you might have. So these guys have 2 wounds, but each wound of his that he gets through will take out all the remaining wounds of a single guy. So I'd probably put it on that guy. So I mean, it only has 1 wound. I mean, it doesn't matter terribly in this situation, but it's a good thing to keep in mind for future.
Okay.
Now it's your initiative 2. So you're going to do the same thing. You made your pile in. You pile into that guy because you can base him, and then this guy will get pretty close. It's a good idea when you're starting out to measure it. We're not going to do it here, but to try and measure those to get a feel for what 3 inches is. So now you have 2 guys who are in base and 1 guy who's at least within 2 inches of a guy who's based. Your guys have 3 attacks apiece, base. They did not charge, so they don't get any extra attacks. But they have weapon skill 4, and my unit again is weapon skill 4, so you need 4s to hit me. And then your strength, I believe, is 6, so you'll need 2s to wound me. I'm pretty sure of that. Let me double check. Go ahead and roll to see if you hit. Yeah.
All right. Pull out the 1s and 2s and 3s, right?
1s and 2s and 3s.
All right. Looks like 6 hits.
6 hits, great. Okay, so 2 of them hit, 1 of them missed.
Okay.
And then now you're going to roll to wound. My toughness is 4, your toughness is 6. You're 2 higher than me, so you need 2s.
Okay.
So anything 2 or better, any 1s you miss. So 2 1s. So you've done 4 wounds to me. Yep. Now I have an option. I can either, this guy right here and that guy right there are based. I can either start taking saves on them, or I can start with my character. My character has a different profile. He has a different armor save. Also importantly, if I didn't want him to get hit, I would start on somebody else, and then if it came to him, which it would be 1, I would roll to see if I lose these 2 guys, and then I'd have to start trying to look out, sir, and have other guys jump up and take wounds for him at that point. He has 2 wounds, and he has a 2-up armor save. So, and you didn't roll any 6s, right? No, okay, you didn't roll any 6s. If you'd rolled a 6, you would do what's called rending, which it basically finds a gap in my armor, ignores my armor. So my guys would not be able to make saves against that.
Gotcha.
So on a 2 or better, he saves. Now, if I roll these die, the risk is if I start rolling, and there's only 4 of them. If I start rolling, I have to choose to look out, sir, a number of wounds before I start rolling saves on him. Otherwise, all the saves are taken on him until he dies or makes all the saves. Either way. If I fail, and the risk is if I fail some saves and he dies, you're going to get my warlord, and he won't be able to do his attacks because his attacks haven't happened yet.
So right now I'm just like I'm not calculating the on the field points. I have 1 point for first blood, right? So if I got Warlord, that kind of puts me ahead.
It would put you into head again, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it is a risk either way. Now, the good part of the risk is it's a low chance. It's one. I have 4 dice. Statistically, if you had 6 dice, one of these statistically would roll a 1, right? 1 in 6.
Yeah.
So I have a pretty good chance of not rolling any 1s, and certainly not rolling 2 1s, which is what would kill the guy, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking of doing is just going ahead and rolling on him because I think he's going to save. And if he does, it's a better save than these guys, and I save these guys for later. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll see what happens here. So I rolled 2 dice, and of course I rolled a 2 and a 1. So he's okay on the 2, not on the 1. He takes a wound, and he's down to 1 wound. Now I have to take the other 2 saves one at a time because he only has 1 wound left. And if I roll another 1, he's dead. And let's say on the first one I rolled a 1 and he dies, then the final wound would go on to one of these guys. So 1 at a time. He's good on a 3, and finally he's good on a 4. Okay, so he took a wound, but he did survive to swing. Now he gets to swing at initiative 1. He's already in base, so he doesn't have to move. He has base 2 attacks, and he charged, and he has what's called paired weapons. If you have paired weapons, you get an extra attack, and in this case, he has paired specialty weapons because of his servo harness. So he has 4 attacks. He's weapon skill 4, so he needs 4 to hit you.
Okay.
And one of the cool things is he's a salamander character. Salamander characters get to have a free mastercrafted weapon. So because he has a servo harness gives him a twin-linked plasma pistol. Because he's a salamander, he has a twin-linked flamer. Because he's a salamander character, he has a twin-linked servo harness. So it's twin-linked, not twin-linked, I'm sorry, but mastercrafted. What it will do is I'll roll this, and then if I missed 1 die, 1 or more dice, I get to re-roll 1 of them to try and hit again.
Okay.
So here's his rolls. This one's a miss, and this was a cocked die, so I'll re-roll that. It's cocked again. Wow, I got into that corner again. So he hit 3 times and missed once. Because he's mastercrafted, he gets to re-roll. He failed it still. All right, so he hit 3 times. Now his strength is 8 because of his weapon. It doubles his strength, basically, so he's base 4 times 2. And it's AP2 weapon. So you're not going to get armor saves, but it's okay. You have invulnerable saves with them anyway. But anything 2 or better, I wound. So 1-1, so I don't wound with that, but I do 2 wounds to you.
Okay.
So the important thing that's the painful thing about these is if you fail one of them, it has a high enough strength that it will insta kill. It won't do 1 wound to your guys who have 2 wounds apiece. It will do 2. It will do the full wounds to the guys. It will kill them off. But it doesn't matter. You go ahead and roll both saves together because your save's the same no matter what. That one's definitely cocked. You rolled a 6 on the other one. You're okay. 4 and a 6, you don't care. All right, so I took 1 wound, but I caused 2 wounds. So that means you lose combat by 1.
Okay.
Regularly, what happens is you would then take what's called a break test, I think. They might have a different name for it. But you would roll, and you would roll whatever your base leadership is.
So even though you killed one of my things entirely.
Yeah, I killed him entirely. He had 2 wounds on him. I caused 2.
Yeah.
And you caused 1 to me.
Yeah.
So I win by 1. That means that you would roll your leadership minus whatever I won by, in this case 1. And if you roll that or under, you stay. If you fail it, then you would have to try and fall back. I'm darn near sure that these guys have a special rule called Fearless. And Fearless means that you never make that save, you always just stay in combat. So I'm going to double check to see whether or not they have Fearless. And if they do, then you're okay. You just sit there and we'll fight again next turn. Which is to your advantage because I had more attacks this turn than I have in the future. So checking the rules, they do have Fearless. So they're totally fine.
Okay.
They don't care. So the last thing you're going to do is, starting with the guy who charged, you'll do 1 more pile-in move of 3 inches, trying again to base on based models first, and then base on models who've already been based. So those guys will pile in. None of your guys have to do that because I already did.
Okay.
And that is the end of my turn. So it'll be.
Now I lost 25% of this unit.
No.
Right?
Yes, but it wasn't from shooting. It wasn't out of close combat. You made your check. You made your check based on the losing the combat,
Okay.
but you're fearless. So importantly, these guys are fearless. So if they had lost 25% in shooting, you wouldn't have had to make that check either
Oh, okay.
because they're fearless.
Okay.
Now against a regular unit, just for kicks, let's look and see what their leadership is. That's probably 10. Most of this army is 10. It is 10. So you would roll on. In the case of losing the fight, you would have lost by 1. You would have rolled 2 dice, and 9 or less you would have stayed. Over that, you would have tried to run. In which case, what we would do is called we would do an initiative check. I would take my top initiative, and you would take your top initiative, and we would add them to a die roll. And whoever got higher, if I got higher, since I'm the one who won and charged, I would run your guys down as they tried to run away. You would, if that was me getting equal or higher. If you had rolled higher than that, you would just roll 2 dice or 3, I think, depending. It depends on what kind of.
I'm getting overwhelmed by rules.
Okay,
so
we'll leave it. We'll leave
yeah,
that.
So this is done.
This is done. It's your turn too.
Okay.
So we're talking about the movement on these guys. He's still moving these death marks around. He rolled again for the difficult terrain. He rolled a 3 and a 4. So we were talking about how we try to, if possible, if it's modeled that way, you try to do 2 levels. So here's a level up to 3 and another level to 6. We're calling this one, which is probably about 5 inches. We're calling that another up to 6. So what we decided to do is he's got 3 guys on the bottom ground. So he's going to move them up 1 level and over an inch, basically. And then the guys this guy who was already up here, he could just move 4 inches straight. This guy was over here. He moves 1 and then 3. We kind of inched him maybe a little bit, but he's up there. So that's kind of how you want to make movement through levels go. It's a little bit counterintuitive at first. One thing I was going to comment on camera, these guys who had been pinned, at the end of my turn, they'll stand up and they'll act. They have the chance to act normally, starting next turn. Anyway, he's doing the rest of his movement. All right, where did you move, Tom?
I moved the skimmer about 3 inches.
Got some wildness going on. Wild, loud, crazy people. Silliness. All right.
Move the skimmer about 3 inches out here.
Okay, she kind of came out on flat ground.
As we talked about before, move these guys through the difficult terrain up here.
Okay.
And just move these guys 6 inches out.
Okay. All right, so we're to shooting. Where would you like to shoot? Now you always want to try and get model eye view, so go ahead and pull that terrain out of your way there.
Okay.
Just as long as you can try and get it back in nearly the same place.
Right.
It doesn't really matter. So check your line of sight there. You got range, but go ahead and see if everybody has line of sight.
That one,
for instance, does this
definitely.
guy have line of sight?
No, but these N2 do.
The end 2 do. All right, so he's got 2 guys that are going to shoot my poor little tactical marine there, and they do have range. So go ahead and roll for them.
Okay, so 2
dice,
dice.
needing 3s, so both hit.
Okay.
Need to roll to 6. That would be the Tesla getting extra hits,
And
and
then-
it's strength 5. So they need 3s to wound. Two wounds. So here's 2 armor saves for that guy. And of course, he rolls a 1 and a 2. No armor saves. No armor saves here. So he's dead. Silly dice. Silly not rolling. It's because my purple Marines are angry I didn't bring the purple dice to roll for them. That's what I'm gonna say anyway. Could just be that I'm terrible at making armor saves. All right, what's next?
Let's throw the skimmer at the other, or the 2 flyers at each other.
Skimmer's to skimmer. I'm gonna go ahead and jink. Go ahead and.
Okay.
You moved, so this guy underneath will have to snap fire again.
Okay, so that 1
2
dice. 2 dice.
Needs 6s to do anything.
Okay.
Nothing.
Nothing.
And now the regular weapon.
2 dice.
4 dice.
4 dice.
Yep, it's twin linked. You hit 4 times, so you
Okay.
don't need it. No 6s though. So I'm armor 10, your strength 7, so 3s will glance me.
Okay.
So you did 3 penetrating hits, okay? So this thing will be very dead if it doesn't make these saves. It gets 4+ saves here. It made 2 of them and failed 1 of them. So go ahead and you did penetrate me, so you're taking a hull point off.
Okay.
And you also have an additional effect. Go ahead and roll. It is a 6. That is a pin. That is a immobilized. I am not open topped. And he is AP4, so he doesn't add anything to die roll. So I'm just immobilized. So I sit there, and I cannot move after this, and I am missing a hull point.
Okay.
And I also jinked, so I will snap fire next turn. So we'll put a 6 on him to remind us that he is immobilized.
All right, now he's checking the range on his death marks. Looks like that guy's in. Check the guy next to him. Next to him, yes. The other ones are prior. That guy was just barely in, so the other guys will be out. So 2 shots.
And did they? Yeah.
Yeah, you got line of sight.
So
2 shots.
2 shots.
You are ballistic skill 4, so 3's to hit again. You get to choose your target with one of them.
Okay.
So the black die can choose a target. Now,
Can I? So what's the one with the herald? The banner. Thing?
the banner is my sergeant. Check and see if he's in range to be eligible as a target, though,
Okay.
because that's important. No, he's not. But the guy with the melta gun. Oh, you know the guy with the melta gun's out of range as well. He's right here. So you rolled a 6. You would get to call your shot, but you can only call your shots on regular guys, so it doesn't matter.
Man down.
So go ahead and roll. Yeah, it's close enough. Go ahead and roll. Again, you need 4+ to wound me. 2 dice, yeah. 4+ to wound me. 6s will take away my armor save. 1 wound. There's a 3 on the other die if you couldn't tell on the camera. Here's my armor save. That's a cocked die, thank goodness. And an armor save. Man, this is awful. I do not roll armor saves. Alright, so they're okay. No big deal. Now, this was a sniper weapon, and I'm not 100% sure in 7th edition, but in the past, if you took a wound from a weapon that was a sniper weapon, they also had the pinning rule, which means I would have had to take a pinning check to see whether or not my guys were like, oh, something came from somewhere, everyone get down on the ground. I don't know if that's the case or not. I can't remember. But in this case, he didn't cause a wound to me, so we're not going to worry about it. So you've done all your shooting. These guys could run if you want, or they can. I don't think that they have a line of sight to anything, so I don't think they can shoot at anything.
Yeah, I don't think they can either. So
Now, if they have line of sight to this, they could try to shoot this guy. But it's probably a long shot.
No, and I think they're probably out of range. Like maybe these back 2 right here.
No, that guy's out of range. Either.
Yeah.
So you're out of range, so you probably just want to run.
Okay. So roll one
die.
die.
2 inches.
Okay.
So he'll move 2 inches with those guys, and then we'll go to close combat. So he moves from the front of the base to the front of the base, just like that. Perfect. So we're gonna move all those guys. All right. We've arrived at close combat. This is our close combat, of course. Same thing as we had before. We go at initiative. So my initiative 4 guys are gonna go, except for you have a whip coil guy, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes. This whip coil guy right here is based on these 2 guys. So these 2 guys actually are gonna swing at initiative 1. So I only have 3 guys that will swing at initiative 4. So the 3 guys that are initiative 4, they have base 2 attacks, so a total of 6 attacks.
Okay.
Needing 4s to hit you and 4s to wound you. So statistically, this one over here is cocked, and I got 4 hits so far. Statistically, I should hit 3 times and wound like 1.5. I've hit 5 times, which is phenomenal. And you need 4s, 3 wounds. That was really good rolling.
Okay.
But you get 3 pluses, either your armor or your invuln. It's the same, doesn't matter. You failed 2 of them. That's no bueno. That's gonna kill a whole guy.
Okay. So this guy. So I could take like 1 and 1, right?
Whichever you start on you have to continue to take all the wounds on until they die.
Well, technically, right? These 2 aren't.
Right, but you have to pick a model, right?
Okay.
So you pick one of the guys in base, and he takes wounds until he runs out of wounds, or the wounds run out. So I've done 2. So if I'd done 1, for instance, you could be like, oh, I start on this guy and take 1 wound on that guy, and then he survives, right? But because I did 2, it will either kill him off, or if you start on him, it'll do 1 wound to him and then 1 wound to that guy. So it would kill him and he'd have 1 wound. So because I did 2, it doesn't matter. But if I had done 1, then it would matter. Okay. So now at initiative 2, you go with your guys.
Okay. So
3 attacks apiece.
3 attacks apiece.
4s to hit me. And, oh, that was terrible. Only 1 hit.
Yeah.
And 2 to wound me. And if you roll a 6, it's a rend.
Okay.
But your strength 6. So you do wound me. I'm going to take it on a regular guy,
Okay.
not on my leader. And he makes his armor save. So he's okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that's no good.
the melee has not been going my way.
Well, yeah, the melee didn't go your way with that unit for sure. I felt like I had fairly good chances, and really, like me charging you was to my advantage because it robbed you of attack and it robbed you of being able to go where you want. and I was able to hit you with the unit that has my special guy, my special weapon guy. So his special weapon guy, he has base 2, extra hand weapon bonus, so 3 attacks, needing 4s, getting to reroll if I miss, that was cocked. I don't miss, so it doesn't matter, and then needing 2s to wound you. I wound you 3 times, so make 3 invulnerable saves.
Okay.
You made all of them, so you're okay. So you lose again by 2, but it doesn't matter because you're fearless. So again, we just have the pile in. So this guy is going to pile in over here. He's going to choose to not pile into the whip coil guy. Or we can just inch this guy. He's in base with that guy, but we don't want him to be falling over. But the more I could pile into the other guy, the less and I had a choice here, right? Because both of them had already had guys attached to them. The guys that were unattached could go either way. So I'm going to choose to go to the guy that doesn't make me go initiative 1. Oh, you know what? I forgot. These guys need to swing. I have 4 more attacks. Let's do that real quick. 4 more attacks. 2 hits. 1 wound. So 1 armor save. You rolled a 5. You're okay. Alright, so now it'll be my turn 2. So I'll go ahead and move and we'll come back. Alright, well, I don't really have any movement because this guy's immobilized, destroyed. That other unit of guys is dead. These guys moved 6 inches forward, and then those guys are locked in close combat. So that was my movement phase, pretty easy. I'm trying to get in range to either charge here or deal with that guy or something. Do something with these guys. But unfortunately, I am just outside 12 inches with my melta gun. So it's not going to be able to do anything to that guy. And also, the way these guys are based up on these canoptic wraiths, I have a big charge distance. It would be like a 10-inch charge to try and charge those guys. So likely what I'm going to try and do is just use the bolter shots that I have to shoot some of those death marks. Speaking of that, I have, thank you sir, I have a 24-inch range. So the melta gun guy, of course, only has 12 inches range, so he's not going to be in. But I have 3 bolters, which are the closest guys, and then a storm bolter on the sergeant. So I will get 5 shots at those death marks. So here's the 3 bolters, and the storm bolter gets 2 shots. They're the same, so I'm just going to go ahead and roll all of them together. It's not a big deal. If anybody out there in TV land watching, this guy's a sergeant. I decided to mastercraft his power fist, of course, not the storm bolter. So 4 hits from that, and then their toughness 4, and I'm strength 4, so 4 is to wound you. So 1 save. Now, I'm pretty sure he has a 4+ save. He made a 6, so he is just fine. No big deal. All right. Now the snap shooting, this guy's snap shooting because he, of course, jinked last time. He'll shoot his 2 missiles into that guy, needing 6s. Wow. All right. The dice decided to be great for me. I didn't ask you, did you want to jink? Usually the way the jink works is when it's on the player who has its responsibility, but at the same time, in a friendly game especially, it's the player who's shooting. I'm supposed to say, hey, I'm going to shoot at you, and then wait and pause and see whether or not you catch it, or, if I'm even really nice, I'd say something like, oh, hey.
I'm not going to worry about jinking.
You're not going to jink?
No.
Okay. You've already saw that I hit you twice, so you could choose,
Yeah.
it's to your advantage. You get kind of an extra advantage in this case,
Okay.
because you get to know whether or not I hit. So,
It's like AP 13.
no, you're still AV, armor value. Your armor value is still 13, and my strength is 8, so only 5s or 6s are going to do anything to you.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, so it is still kind of to your advantage to... He gave up. He was going to... I was gonna do a red light, green light with you guys, but no red light, green light. You don't get to get closer to me, Paul. You failed. Mason can walk closer. Mason won. Poor Paul. All right. So you're gonna go ahead and not jink.
Yeah.
Okay. 5 or 6, I do damage. A 6, I penetrate you, which is great because it gets rid of your it's called quantum shielding. It gets rid of the quantum shielding, which means that from now on your armor value is down to 11.
Okay.
Here's what the penetrating hit does. It's a 1. So you lose a hull point,
Okay.
which we'll put right there to mark it, and you're also count as shaken next turn, which means that basically you snap shoot next turn.
All right.
So it would
That was very lucky. I rolled a 6 followed by a 6.
It would have been the same as a jink, right?
Yes, but you would have been able to make saves
Oh.
if I had done something to you. Yeah. Okay, so I've shot. We're back to close combat. 2 guys again in base with the guy who's making you strike at initiative 1, but 3 guys who are not. So here's the 3 that are not. They're at initiative 4. 2 attacks base, needing 4s.
Wait, you already rolled for that.
Huh?
Close combat.
You roll close combat everybody's turn, each turn.
Oh.
So we rolled it on yours. Now we roll it on mine.
That was yours.
That was yours because you had moved, and then at the end of your turn we rolled close combat.
Oh,
Now
but
it's my
you
turn,
moved
and I moved and I shot. Now we would do close combat again. So 3 hits, looking for 4s to wound you, 1 wound. So 1 armor save on your part. You failed, which is bad for you because this guy already has a wound on him, so he's going to die. And you have to take it on this guy because I was striking at the guy that did not have the whip coils.
Oh,
Because otherwise I would strike at initiative 1.
yeah.
So he has to take the wound because he's the closest model.
Okay.
So initiative 2, you get to strike. So go ahead and have your 3 attacks.
Okay.
4s followed by 2s. Oh, wow. That's where all your bad dice rolls are going. 2, 2, and a 1, so you miss me. My Master of the Forge piles in. So we'll do the 4 attacks from the regular guys first. I have a cocked die, and so I hit twice, which is completely average. And then I rolled a wound, and I wound twice.
Oh.
It's above average. Okay, so go ahead and two saves, 3+. That's a cocked guy, but then that guy's okay. So you do take 1 wound.
Okay.
Now my Master of the Forge with his 3 attacks. He hits you once, but he is Master Crafted, so he'll get to re-roll 1 of those. And he rolled a 6, so he has 2 hits. Now he needs 2s to wound you. He wounded you twice, so 3+ saves again.
Okay.
And you failed them. Failed them both. But if you failed either one of them, it would have. If he hadn't taken a wound, it would have insta-killed him. So I've killed you all off. You're completely gone. In either case, that means I can't be stuck in combat. So I'm going to go ahead and do what's called consolidate, which is a d6 roll, allowing me to kind of give a little bit of a redeployment before your turn. So I get to move 2 inches. So I'm going to move 2 inches, and then it will be your turn 3, Tom.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so he's moved. He moved these guys up over here. We were talking about it off camera. They have a 24-inch shot, so they could have shot into these guys over here, but they're strength 5, so they could try and take this guy down because he's only armor 10. So when elected for that, also the kind of passing engagement where he goes this way because this objective is worth 2, but if he gets the majority of the unit within my deployment zone, he also gets line breaker. So it would be a total of 3. So that's just as good as holding that objective or that objective, for instance. And it would get him closer to the number 4 objective over here. These guys rolled double 1s for their movement, so he just kind of inched forward a little bit. He bunched these guys up here in the gap. He's going for I'm going to shoot them as much as possible rather than try and charge them. His Lord is really good in close combat, but not a huge amount of attacks. And the Warriors are kind of meh in close combat. And if he were to lose a close combat and lose it badly, I could overrun him and just kill him off. So he has to be kind of careful about that. Now the Lord always has the option that you can always try and get back up, even if he's overrun or whatever, because he's got the ever living rule. But it's not a great idea. Maybe it could go either way because my guy, for instance, doesn't want to get in combat. Doesn't want to fight him because he'll get to swing his ignores armor save attacks before I get to swing my ignores armor save attacks. So that would be bad for my guy. So I wouldn't want to be in challenge. But anyway, the point is he decided to get his guys within 12 inches and just rapid fire me. This guy, of course, was shaken, has lost his quantum shielding, so he decided to back up and is going to try and take shots at one of these 2 units, but make himself far enough away that the charge from these guys impossible and a charge from these guys difficult. So shooting.
Okay. So they can all see at least one.
Oh, so you're going to go over here.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot that one.
Okay, go ahead. It's 5 shots.
Okay.
6s, of course, will produce 2 extra shots.
That's very effective.
And
Get the hands.
So 2 hits.
2 hits, the 3s.
Yep. Yeah, threes will hit because they're ballistic skill 4.
Okay.
And your strength 5, so you need 3s to wound me because I'm toughness 4. So a 6 and a 3 will wound me twice.
Okay.
I'll take armor saves. I make armor saves, 6 and a 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Then all 5 of the Death March can see this.
Okay, they're going to fire as well.
Yep.
Now we want to check to see if any of them are within 12 inches. That guy, we'll say yes. So those two are in 12 inches. That means they're a rapid fire weapon.
Okay.
They get to shoot 2 shots instead of 1. So you have a total of 7 shots instead of 5.
Okay.
There. Okay. So they need 3s as well because it's a ballistic skill 4. These armies are pretty nice. They're all kind of the same across the board. So 3 hits.
3 hits, and one of them's a
That
6.
one
right?
of them's a 6, which means he gets to pick his target.
Okay.
So on a they're all within 24 inches, so you could choose your target. Now
you
they're
have
all
the
the same
character,
except for
right?
this guy, and I have the character. I also have a sergeant, which I don't have marked out. We're going to say the sergeant is this guy who's leaning forward.
Okay.
The sergeant is also a character. Other than that, they're all the same.
And there's 1 wound on the.
There's 1 wound on the Master of the Forge.
Okay.
Now he still gets to perform a lookout, sir, and he'll do it on a 2+ because he's an independent character.
Okay.
Versus this guy, if you put it on that guy, he would only perform the lookout, sir, on a 4+.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna. So I got the 3 hits. I'm gonna call the shot on the character,
Which one?
the warlord.
The Warlord. Okay. Okay. So go ahead and roll for that separately to see if it wounds.
Okay.
4+ it does. No, it does not. Now 2 regular ones. One of them is going to Zod a guy, and one of them is going to do a wound. So I don't get an armor save from one of them. So the closest model will die. Probably this guy. And then we'll take an armor save on the other guy. He'll make an armor save. No big deal. Okay? All right.
Okay.
Next up.
And then does he have any sort of? He's got the scythe. The
He has a
power
scythe, a war scythe. It's a close combat weapon. So he doesn't have any shooting.
He doesn't have any shooting.
But you do have the 10 guys that get 2 shots apiece because you're in rapid fire. So
Okay.
20 shots.
Okay.
How many guys do you got over there? You got 7, there's 11, here's 16, 19, and 20. So put all those dice in your hand, roll them all up. Here's the fun part of 40K. Well, one of them. There's lots of fun parts. There's a lot of parts that are kind of meh too, but you know, that's a comment for a different time. Go ahead and roll. So,
Oh, darn it.
check that guy, see if he's a cocked die. He is. You'll go ahead and re-roll him. That was a hit on the other one,
Yeah.
but that guy re-rolls. Okay, so pull out anything that's not 3 or better. Got a 1 over there in the corner. So 16 hits. That's really good.
Okay.
Above average. Average is probably like 14-ish. Okay.
And re-roll all these, or
Yeah, all those-
were there 6s? Did they?
6s don't do anything
Oh,
on these guys' weapons.
Not on these guys.
No. These
They're,
weapons.
they're rapid fire.
These
not
are rapid fire. Yeah, they're basically these weapons are good against infantry. Also, they have a cool thing called this Goss rule, which means that against vehicles they'll always glance on a 6. They'll always do glance on a 6. But that doesn't matter in this case because I'm shooting at infantry.
Okay. All right, so that's not.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
anything 4 or better. So it looks like you got 7 of them. Yep, 7 wounds. Okay, so 7 wounds. So we go closest to closest. So I'm going to take 3 at a time before I hit my character.
Okay.
And then this guy's further away than my character. So I'm going to go ahead and just roll 3 at a time, like I said.
Okay.
3 pluses. So far, so good. 6, 5, and 3. 3 more. Oh yeah, here we go. We're making the armor saves now. And last one. Well, I rolled above average. Averages would have said I failed 1 there, 1 point, something small. Okay, so I just made all those armor saves.
Okay.
That guy.
That guy on the closest.
You gonna shoot these guys as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 shots.
They're all snapped, right?
Yes.
So and the 2 weapons, right? So,
Yep. 2 shots from the guy, the underneath guy.
Okay.
6 is to do anything. That's
That's
cocked.
cocked.
Go ahead and re-roll that. That hits. So what it does is it hits, and because it's a Tesla, it produces 2 extra free hits.
Okay.
So a total of 3 hits, and it's strength 6, so you need 2s to wound me. And you rolled 2 ones. So 1 wound. Rolling the save there, and I rolled a 1. So this guy will die.
Okay. And then the upper weapon, do I still get
4 shots.
4 shots.
sixes
it's
again,
twin linked?
and it's twin linked, so you get to re-roll. So all 3 of those miss.
All 3 of these, right?
Yep, because you're snap shooting. So you need 6s. That's off the table. Still off the table, or still a miss. But you did roll 1 6 over there, so that produces 3 hits, because yet again it is a Tesla weapon.
Okay.
So, and this is strength 7, so it needs 2s. So 2 wounds, and you rolled 1 1. Armor saves. Now, the closest guy is this guy, and then there will be my character, or that guy equidistant. So I will go ahead and, oh actually this character is closer, so I'll roll 1 at a time. And of course, I rolled a 1, so this guy's dead. And I'll look out, sir, off my character. Rolled a 1, so the character has to take it. So 2 plus. He's good. That would have been 3 1s in a row if I had failed that. That would be awful, but he's okay. All right, so I did lose 25% of my unit here. Your shooting is done. You shot everything. 25% of my unit here, so I have to roll a morale test. I rolled a 10, which is, I'm 99% sure, the leadership of my Master of the Forge, which case he doesn't run away. I'm sure it's 10, actually. Anyway, that will be my turn 3 then. So we'll go to that point. I'll move. All right, of course, my shooting phase is my movement phase is very simple. 6 inches here, immobilized again. These guys moved up here. I'm just going to go for glory. And also, he has a flamer template, so hopefully I can do enough wounds to make it so that that Lord doesn't want to take all of them. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I'm out of distance here. These guys are kind of just, they're chasing the wind here, kind of thing. Hopefully what's going to happen is they're going to be able to shoot in. They'll take a death mark out. I doubt it. It's 5 shots again. Death marks I found have actually, they actually have a 3 plus save. I looked that up just to be certain. I thought about doing this where I could come around and make this charge here into those guys. But then it would be like, okay, I kill those guys off, and then I'm over here at a lesser objective, getting my butt kicked by these guys, you know. And so I think I'm just going to take my shots at them and just try to take them down. Anyway, so shooting, I've got 5 shots here into the death marks. I was out on the Melta yet again, so 3 bolters and a storm bolter. I hit you 4 times. Looking again for the 3 pluses because basically everything in the game is ballistic skill 4. I have a guy who's ballistic skill 5, but it doesn't really matter. It hasn't really mattered yet. So 2 wounds, a 5 and a 6, and 2 1s for the fails. So 2 wounds on the death marks.
Okay.
2 3 plus saves.
2 3 plus saves.
And he moved the pillar here so he could see better. One will fail. So 1 guy will tip over. Now, at the end of the phase, you'll have a chance of getting that guy back up because he has what's called reanimation protocols.
Oh, okay.
Going to this guy. He's going to shoot his 2 missiles. He gets to shoot regularly this time into this guy. Are you going to jink? He did lose his quantum shielding last time, so I'm more likely to glance
Yeah,
at him.
I'll jink.
He's going to jink. Okay, so he gets a 4 plus cover save against these. I did hit with both of them. Needing 3s to glance you. I did glance you once. So a 4 plus save, just 1 time, 1 die.
1 die.
Yep. You're good. So you don't do anything, but you are jinking. Here, I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to shoot bolt pistols from these guys, but we're first going to do the flamer. That's what we're going to do. Because I'll take advantage of you being all crumpled together. So I think I'm going to get 8. Because there's 11 in the unit, and I can place the template over those guys. So I'm going to get 8. You are majority toughness 4. The Lord, I think, is actually toughness 5, but the majority of the unit is toughness 4. So 8 from the flamers, needing 4s. And I'm twin linked with being a salamander, so that was completely average so far. So yeah, it's a completely average roll. I made 6 wounds. So go ahead and roll 6. Oh, well, okay. Now here's the part where here's the complicated part. This guy's closest, so he'll get an armor save, and then it goes to your Lord. Your Lord has a 2 plus armor save, so you could, like I did with my guy, start tanking wounds. Your Lord does have 3 wounds,
Okay.
and he also has if he dies, he also has a chance on your at the end of the phase on a 4 plus. He'll get back up with 1 wound remaining.
Okay, so...
So you have a pretty good chance of tanking, but alternatively, the best part, if you were to try to assault me, or if I assaulted you, which I'm going to try to assault you, if he's dead, I can pretty much just wipe that unit out.
Well, you shot, right, so you can't charge me this turn.
I'm only shooting you with weapons that are assault weapons. They're weapons specifically made to be able to shoot before you charge.
Gotcha.
It's rapid fire. Anything that's a rapid fire weapon, a salvo weapon, or a heavy weapon.
Okay.
These guys have rapid fire guns, but they also have bolt pistols, which are assault weapons.
Okay.
So, and the flamer and the plasma pistol, which he hasn't shot yet, are assault weapons.
Well, I'm gonna roll him.
So roll the one at a time for this guy, because
Okay.
he's the closest guy. So he dies.
Okay.
So he's gonna fall over. Now it goes to your lord. You can either look out, sir, or start taking wounds on him.
Do I decide before I roll?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll look out, sir, for the.
They're all the same. So you can roll up to 3
Okay.
lookout sirs at once, because he has 3 wounds.
Okay, so
Or you can choose.
that one was cocked anyway. So
Okay.
roll 3 lookout, sir.
Okay. So they pass. All 3 of them look out. So go ahead and make armor saves on the guys behind him.
Okay.
4 pluses. So 1 guy will die.
Okay.
Okay, now you got 3 more saves. Now at this point, again, you get to choose. You can either look out, sir. I'm sorry, you have 2 more saves.
2 more saves. Yeah.
You can either look out, sir, or take them on him.
I will take them on him one at a time.
Well,
can I decide?
you can't decide after. You have to
Decide
decide now. So, but if you let's say you failed both of them, he still has 1 wound left after this because you only have 2 saves.
Could I look out, sir, once we're in combat or anything like that?
Once in combat, yes, it's the same idea. You'll be able to look out, sir.
Okay, then I'm going to take them both on.
Okay, go ahead. He's good. No big deal. All right, so you lost 2 guys. That's not enough to make a morale test, so you're going to be okay. Or, I mean, yeah, morale test. So, but I still have some shooting. So here's the 2 bolt pistols from the 2 guys. One of them hits, needing a 4 to wound you. Didn't wound. And now the plasma pistol off of my Master of the Forge. He needs a 2 to hit you. He did. He's strength 7, so he needs a 2 to wound you. He rolled a 1, of course. Okay. So, that's all my shooting. At the end of the phase, you'll do reanimation protocols. So roll a die on a 5+, this guy gets back up.
All right, 5 plus.
5+. He does. He gets back up. So you don't have to place him back exactly where he was. He can be placed anywhere within anywhere within coherency of the rest of the unit.
Okay, where it was is fine.
Okay. Now the same thing applies with these guys. Go ahead and roll, but they get it on a 4+ because the Lord has a resurrection orb.
Okay.
So 2 dice, 4+. They both get back up. So go ahead and place them where you'd like.
Okay. Like that.
Okay. Now I'm going to assault you. So go ahead and do Overwatch. So you have 20 guys still, or 10 guys still, and they need, they get two shots apiece.
2 shots apiece.
Yep, because they're rapid fire guns.
Okay.
And so you'll need, but you're snap shooting again in Overwatch, so you need 6s to hit me.
Gotcha. And these are the guys that don't do anything extra on 6s.
No,
Okay. That is not. So 1,
just 6s. So
2,
4.
3, 4. Yeah, looks
Little above average, but that's, I mean, average is like 3 and some change, so 4, now 4's to wound me, because I'm toughness 4.
okay.
And your strength 4. 2 saves. So 2 armor saves, and find my dice here. We're good. Now my charge distance, I basically can't fail. I'm within 2 inches of you. A 5, so I get in. Okay. All right, I am going to. Now in close combat, when there's characters on both sides, there's a possibility of what's called a challenge. So you can challenge, if whoever's turn it is, they have the right to challenge first. There can only be 1 challenge per combat. And then if I decline, if I decide not to challenge, you can challenge.
Okay.
You have only 1 character, but I have 2. I have the sergeant guy, and I also have my Master of the Forge. The reason that I'm doing this is because your guy strikes at initiative 2, so after these 2 guys, but before him, and he has a weapon that ignores armor saves. So I would prefer not to have that weapon hit this guy before this guy gets to swing. Otherwise, I'd be like, oh yeah, sure, let's go in there because, mutual destruction, but you will mutually destroy me before I kill you, right?
Gotcha.
So I'm going to challenge, I'm not going to challenge. Now, if you decide to challenge, I'll just take it on my sergeant, and that means you have to swing my sergeant first. But it's to your advantage to do it because his wounds will still go over. Let's say that you have 3 attacks. You'll need 4s to hit me because we're the same weapon skill. And then you'll need 2s to wound me because your strength is much higher than my toughness. Your strength
But
7.
if, like the sergeant still only has one hit.
He has only 1 hit point,
So
so
if
you could kill him, and then if there's extra wounds, they would go on the rest of the
It's
unit.
like a Sauron thing where he's like knocking most.
Right, yeah, kind of thing. Yeah, it goes to the rest of the unit. Now, the same thing is true of my guy. Let's say my guy goes in there and just somehow, he has 3 attacks, so he's not going to, but if he was a butt kicker that went before you, he could go in there and have a bunch of attacks and hit you and wound you and kill you, and then his extra wounds would go into the rest of your unit as well. Okay. So the same thing applies. But basically it means that it hits that guy first, and that character cannot look outsir those wounds.
Okay, well, I'm going to challenge the sergeant.
Okay, yeah, I accept with the sergeant anyhow. So that is, I think the model I said that was the guy, the sergeant. So there he is. So we'll go with him first. He has 3 attacks, 4s to hit you, and he needs 5s to wound you because your toughness 5, and he's only strength 4. He does wound you though, but you get to go ahead and make your armor save, and it's a 2+, so you're pretty much not going to care. You don't. And then my regular guy goes at your unit. He needs 4s to hit the unit. He hits twice. And he needs 4s to wound the unit. That's cocked. He doesn't wound the unit, of course. All right. Now at initiative 2, your big guy swings. Go ahead and swing him first to see what happens. But at the beginning of the initiative step, all of your guys will pile in, trying to base.
He has a melee weapon. Then he's got some sort of
No, he
buff to it,
has
right?
3 attacks.
It's 3 attacks.
He just his profile has 3 attacks. It's a big scythe, so he doesn't get an extra hand weapon or anything like that bonus. And he needs 4s to hit me because we're weapon skills all the same.
Okay.
So you hit twice, and now he needs 2s to do damage. 2s or better. So he rolled 1-1 and 1-3, so he is going to kill my sergeant, but his wounds he doesn't do any more wounds, so it doesn't carry over.
Okay.
So now here's my guy. This is what I was kind of hoping for. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm lying to you. You get to swing with the rest of your unit. You have 10 guys, they get 10 attacks. They need 4s followed by 4s. Because the weapon skill is the same, so they need 4s, and then their strength is the same as my toughness, so they need 4s. That was a pretty good roll. Pull out your 3 misses. Now you need 4s again. 2 hits, 2 wounds. We're going to start with this guy. So he'll roll. He died, and now my other character lives. Okay. Now the 4 attacks from this guy. Needing 4s to hit you. And he's master crafted. Great, he only hit 1 time. That's fantastically bad. He does hit. That's a 5, so 2 hits. He punches 2 guys down. They're dead. Let's see. You'll take. It'll take because it's a challenge.
Dead or they tipped over?
They're tipped over. You have a chance to get them back because I lost 2 guys. You lost 2 guys. It was the worst that could happen. I was hoping to make you lose and hopefully run away, but it's a tied combat. So I'm just gonna pile in, and then you're gonna pile into me, and next turn your guy's gonna unless you roll poorly, your guy's gonna kill my guy.
Oh, so those guys don't have a chance to revive.
They do. Go ahead and roll. I'm sorry. It's the end of the assault phase. Go ahead and roll. On a 4-5 or 4-5-6, they get back up. Oh, they do. How nice. Okay. All right. Your turn 4.
Okay.
You guys are dead. So he's going to move and we'll come back. Hey, BTV people. We're going to just take a gander here. We're going to look at some of the armies that are owned by Dave, our longtime painter and now trade stock guy. Now, these are all armies that he's built and painted for himself, but it's all stuff that's definitely within the realm of possibility if you wanted to get services from us. So down here, he's got his Ouroboros from War Machine, or I guess technically Hordes. Got a good line of them. Now, what you need to do here is request in the notes, and hopefully somebody will see, or send an email if you wanted to get a picture, a better look at these guys. But looking at them, they look a lot like they're a lot of like level 4s here, a level 4 painting style. Up here, again, these guys are looking level 4. There's probably some 5s, maybe even 6s here with the HQs or some of the big guys. This is his fantasy army. It's Warriors of Chaos. And then up on the top shelf is his newly painted Dark Eldar. Again, lots of probably 3.5 4s on the warriors and the vehicles and stuff, and 5 pluses on his HQs. So, like I said, if you like the look of his armies, he's done some of these in bat reps. this is stuff that we can copy. So have at it. All right, movement turn 4 for you, Tom. What did you do?
These guys were locked in combat. I moved
Okay.
these guys within range of that flyer.
Okay, skimmer.
Skimmer. I moved these guys. I once again got double ones, so I just moved them a little bit. They're outside of 12 inches of that far unit.
Okay.
And then I moved this guy 7 inches back, so that where he's 3 inches of this unit, since it
The
is
objective.
turn 4.
Yep.
And he's still within range.
But he is snap shooting
He is snap shooting.
because he jinked last time, which was to his advantage because he did stop that glance from going in.
Yeah.
All right, shooting.
All right. I am gonna shoot with them.
So 5 shots.
5 shots on the flyer.
I will.
Oh,
I will go ahead and jink. It doesn't really matter. That's not.
Okay.
That's not terribly important. It's not blocking the line of sight of anybody anymore. So you hit 3 times, but it's a whatchamacallit weapon, a Tesla. So it gets
Tesla?
2 extra free shots.
Okay,
So go ahead and pull those. Yeah, there you go. 5 hits, and you need 5 to do something to me. So you got 1 glance. So I did jink. So that is going to give me a cover save, which I'd fail. So it is a wreck. All right.
Okay.
Those guys.
Those guys are gonna shoot at the.
Or did you want to shoot this thing first? Because it may, if you were to kill off the front 2 or 4 or something, you may be out of range. I don't know.
Yeah.
That is one thing that's kind of important. You always want
Yeah.
to try and shoot with the thing that's furthest away. Oh, it doesn't matter. You can have range to the last guy. So
Okay. So 2, 3, 4. So 5. None of them are rapid fire.
yeah. So 5 shots from these guys.
5 shots.
Okay. 6s to hit will allow you to pick where you're shooting.
Okay. 1, 6.
Okay. 4 hits total. So
4
where's your 6 going?
I will take out. There's a heavy weapon. Oh,
Or
it's the
assault weapon, the melt-a-gun.
Melt-a-gun. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
So you'll put that wound on the melt-a-gun. Go ahead. It does wound me, so I need to make that armor save on the melt-a-gun guy. He's not a character, so he can't look out, sir. He of course dies like an idiot. Okay. Now the other 3 saves. Or 2 wound rolls. Wow, 2. That's brutal. All right. So 2 guys will die, and I take an armor save on the other guy. I will go ahead and, if I go to ground, I get a 6+ cover save, but I'd be pinned. So I'll just take the deaths and make 1 armor save, knocking stuff over. Of course, that's cocked. And roll a 1. Jeez Louise, tactical Marines, man, you were terrible tonight. All right. Well, the sergeant stands alone, so he'll have to make a morale test, but you still get to shoot that thing.
All right.
2 shots from the bottom gun. 'Cause it's 2 shot Tesla 2. So 1 hit, which causes 3 because it's Tesla,
Oh. Okay.
and you need 2 to wound me. So 2 wounds. And I rolled a 1, of course. So he's dead. Things are looking grim. I have the Master of the Forge. He stands alone. Let's go straight to that and see if you just end it right now, which will wipe me out.
All right. So the
3
three
attacks.
attack-
Yep, forced to hit me. Oh, only 1 hit. Roll a 1. Roll a 1. Now he's dead. He's dead. Good game, Tom.
Good game.
That was terrible, terrible armor save. I'm glad did you get a good feel for it?
Yeah. I mean, the math sometimes was like, this is too much.
I did throw in a lot. It's
go
stuff
more
that I
in-depth
should
on-
have. Yeah, more
Go more in
specific.
depth on later times.
Right. Cool. Well, so the way that Tom ended it here, we have he's holding that objective. Now, depending on the tournament, he wiped me out. So in some tournaments, they'll say, okay, you count your points from there, and others, they'll be like, you get the rest of your moves to try and get the maximum number of points. But effectively, I don't have any guys on the table, so for a fun game, I'm dead. He wins. Good game. We'll come back with kind of a overview in just a moment. All right, we're just going to take a quick little look here at Studio Rats, Skaven. Studio Skaven from Warhammer Fantasy. Now, what the Skaven, what I'm looking here is not necessarily the paint job or anything, but I wanted to look at the cool movement trays that we have. So we have it set up here where you can order and buy trays that will allow you to have your infantry blocks stick together and be able to move as a block rather than having to move every single model, which can be a real pain in the butt in fantasy especially. So it's basically, it's magnetized, and then we have a plate on the bottom of the infantry model so that they can all be blocked up nice and
and whatnot. And, you know, that's service we can do for your entire fantasy army. So let us know if that's something you need.